All right, this is King Bucho. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the Boxing Debate Arena. This is the Kumite edition, and so we have a lot of fireworks. This is the best one, man. Anybody can call in. Anybody can challenge anybody on any boxing topic, and so this is what we're gonna get today. Dead Game Boxing, salute family. He says, Gabriel in the chat. Mushroom Invented Sport. AA, J Billow, Brave 432, J Perez, what's up? All right, I think we have Stu already on the line. Stu, are you there?
Can you hear me, Butch?
Yes, sir. Welcome.
Flawless victory.
Give me a couple of minutes to find the screen. I'm all over the place here.
All right. In the meantime, I'm going to be opening the phone lines and inviting more people to join me on Discord. We're going to be opening the StreamYard as well. So, guys, we can talk about anything and everything. A lot of people are talking about the whole Lomachenko Teofimo Lopez fiasco, whatever you want to call it. Some people are saying that Lomachenko is lowballing Teofimo. Other people saying, obviously, that Lomachenko is docking. I mean, who the fuck knows? I want to know what you guys think. Mushroom.
Butch, send me another link.
All right. All right. I sent you a link on Discord. Mushroom Invented Sports says AJ has more than top 10 wins than anyone ever after 24 fights. Best heavyweight around. I don't know about that, but he does. I mean, I think AJ has the best record right now in the heavyweight division. Now, can he beat Tyson Fury? I don't know, but he has a better record than Tyson Fury, in my opinion. Mikey BS. Anyway, it says Teo saying Loma ain't pound for pound. So what that make him if you lose to him? That's right. Shouldn't make those type of comments. I mean, saying that he's not pound for pound, that's insane. SSB28 says Bob Arum shouldn't have gone around telling everyone the fight was done. Well, I guess they were close to. I mean, I thought it was done. I mean, it just makes sense. What else is Lomachenko going to do at this point? And
Can you hear me, Butch?
Yeah, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
All right, perfect. So, welcome to the show. I don't know what you've been doing. I thought you were dead or something.
Nah, still alive. Unfortunately, for some of you, I'm still here. Breathing. Going strong. Yeah, I mean, I've been quite busy, you know. Some low-life fucking degenerate stuck a knife to my RS3 the other day, keyed it all over the bonnet, the wing. So I'm not in the greatest of moods. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, we're glad you're alive.
And I'm alive. They didn't fucking stab me. They just did it to my car, man. I'm fucking wounded. I'd rather them do that to me than my car. Fuck's sake. But yeah. So not in the best of moods. So I'm not, I'm ready for these savages.
All right, bring it on. Some guy, Mike. No, what's his name again? Mike from Chicago. Kevin from Chicago. He wanted to debate you a few shows ago. So maybe he shows up, he'll debate you. I don't know what he wanted to talk about. But this is the Kumite, so we gotta take on all challenges.
Yeah, but debate me about what though?
I have no idea. I don't remember. I don't even think he mentioned it.
Oh well. Come back to me when you've got an idea, innit?
He'll show up. And anybody who wants to debate, guys, I'm opening the phone lines. So if you want to call in, give us your take on anything. Now, Stu, by the way, there hasn't been a lot of boxing. Also, by the way, we haven't been doing too many shows.
Well, this is why you've not seen me.
Yeah.
It's not I'm hiding from you. What do you want me here for? I mean, what are we going to talk about today? It's just dead. And that's why I've just been doing my own thing. But when boxing picks up again, I'll come on more.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing with me, guys. Like I think the last time I hosted a show was more than a week ago, and that's a lot for this channel. But listen, there's not much going on. Summers are very short here in Canada, so I need some fucking sun, some vitamin D, because winter is coming, and this winter is gonna be insane. Let me tell you, it's gonna be chaos
Yeah.
outside. More fucking COVID. Sorry, more Rona. What do you wanna call it? I can't say the word.
Oh, I don't know.
I can't say the word because then YouTube starts fucking up with the
Oh
channel.
no.
Yeah, they detected that the
I got
word.
I got a fucking ban on Facebook. 7 days, I think it was saying that people that wear masks in their car driving alone at 60 miles per hour are fucking monks.
Stu, I saw a
You
guy
know what?
jogging with a mask. I
Yeah,
saw a guy on a bicycle
what are you gonna
with a
catch
mask.
driving in your own car alone doing 70 mile an hour? What are you gonna? There's just sitting there. These people sitting there with fucking masks on. You can't even get out of here, man. Douchebag.
Anyways, uh, Brady says King Butcher loves himself some D. Vitamin D, not the fucking D. Um, Martin Hopkins says, has the LDBC managed to ban Fury for life? Sorry, has the LDBC managed to ban Fury for life yet with their undeniable evidence? Oh, they managed to expose Fury? No, no, they haven't. Jay Perez says the guy running with a mask died from a heart attack a few miles later. That's right. Crazy people. But anyways, not my
Yeah,
problem. Not my
gobshites.
problem.
Yeah, what's the topic anyway?
Yeah. Well, anything goes. Stu, it's Kumite. The phone lines are open. People call in. If you want us to discuss any topic, if you want to have a debate one on one with somebody, with myself or Stu, you can do that. Fuck. Hold on. All right. Well, Stu, what do you think about Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez? Have you been following that story?
Not really following the story because, like I said, I've been
Yeah.
occupied in other places. But yeah, that's a fight I'm very interested in. Lopez is a dangerous young lion, and Lomachenko's like a master of his art, shall we say? And we'll find out what Lopez is about that night. That's for sure. But yeah, it's definitely a fight that I'm interested in. I want to see. There's not really many options for Lomachenko at the moment. Certain fights being made. So I think Lopez is it's dangerous as it gets. But I don't want you people if Lomachenko schools Lopez, I don't want to hear about any excuses about being a young kid. Give Lomachenko his credit because this Lopez kid, he might be young, but he's dangerous. And another line on the record for Lomachenko if he can get through that. If Lopez pulls out that punch from the gods, then yeah, well, the world's his oyster. But I don't know. I'm not sure if he's ready for Lomachenko right now, but definitely a fight I want to see.
All right. We have a phone call. Let's take it right now. 917, you're on the air. 917.
Yo, what's going on, BDA?
What's up? This is Bucho, by the way. But go ahead.
Oh, yeah, the two of you sound too much alike.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think I'm just happy that fights are back, or we know the schedule. I think Lomachenko and Lopez, like the talk's been going on for such a long time. But someone just told me last night that it might not happen anymore, and that it's being stalled because Lopez wasn't happy about being paid 1.2 million. So I don't even know when that's gonna happen, if it happens. But what I do know is Danny Garcia and Errol Spence is happening. So that's what I'm excited for. I think that is a very fun fight. I can't wait for.
Yeah. Do you think that because the LDBC are now saying that they're lowballing Teofimo Lopez, and now they're saying also Lomachenko is docking Teofimo Lopez. So what do you think about that? Does that even make sense?
No, I don't think anybody. No one's stucking anybody. I think if you just want to create drama, something to put on Lopez, call him this and that, to call him names. But I do see where he's coming from. But I think if you want to get paid more, everyone's had to kind of earn their way, you know. So I think
Mhm.
eventually down the line he will get more, but then this is like your first big name fight, you know. So from this point on, when you beat Lomachenko, then you deserve to be paid like the big star that you are. But this is the fight where you're gonna have to prove yourself to earn that status. And I
Absolutely.
actually do think he'll win too.
Who will win?
Teofimo,
Oh my. No, it's possible. Listen, anything's possible.
because yeah, it would be like a handing down of the torch. You know, it will welcome the new generation in, because you have all these guys, these killers, all at Lopez's age, and I think it's looking good for his weight division in the future. You know, when all those guys, you know, they're all, you know, enter their prime, it would be a crazy time. I just hope that whatever networks they're on, they're going to be able to come together so we could see the fights. You know, we can finally, you know, no more of this like the zone and the, you know, whoever ducking who, blah blah blah. You know.
Yeah. Going back to the other fight that you mentioned, Danny Garcia against Errol Spence Jr. I think that would be a pay-per-view, if I'm not mistaken. Would you pay for that though?
Well, listen. To be honest, I don't pay for anything. I don't
All
pay for
right.
shit. Okay.
On the
But
radio.
I think most of the people, I don't know really like people that really buy the fights like that. You know, maybe people do, but there's a lot of talks on the internet, like people are saying, "Oh, this is not pay-per-view worthy. I'm not buying." But the fact is, you don't even buy anyways. You know, but you know, if I were to buy it, I don't know if they're charging 180 to 100. No, I
No,
would
it's
pay
75. It's
maybe
gonna
like
be
40,
75.
75. Yeah, I would
$75.
pay like 40, 35. Yeah, no, okay,
75,
35.
75.
Yeah,
It's not
35.
gonna be
That's
that
okay.
much. It's not gonna be 35. When have you
Hey,
seen a boxing fight
hey, bro,
35 fucking bucks? Go ahead.
good job.
Yeah.
I'm just going to pop to the shop. Yeah, you're going to be on for a while, aren't you? I'm going to be 10 minutes.
All right, all right. Go ahead.
Cool, cool.
I'll be here. Um so caller, yeah, and listen, it's gonna be $75. I think it's a good fight, Spence against Garcia, but I don't think it's worth $75. I mean, what is this? All of a sudden, Spence is Canelo Alvarez or something? Come on. Get the fuck out of here, man. He's fighting a guy that Danny Garcia has lost so many times at this
You
point.
know,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Well, it's they know that people are still gonna want to watch it, right? It's 75 because people are buying. Like you could complain about the price, but then you're still gonna watch the fight. So you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, anyways, anything else?
And also, I think I was hearing you guys talk about the Charlo brothers, and I think they, you know, they're underrated. The Charlos. I mean, they're not. I think they both have tremendous power, and you could be a superior boxer to them, which I think Derenchenko is a better boxer, skill for skill. He even
Mm-hmm.
moves better. He's got better angles. But I think if Charlo connects, then I think Derenchenko is going to be in trouble. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
all I have to say.
I agree 100% with you. All right, man. Hey, listen, thanks for calling in. Call back again next time. All right.
Thank you for having me. Have a good day.
All right. We're gonna take another phone call. 918. You're on the air. 918.
Hey, what's up, What's up, guys? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, man? What's on your mind?
Hey, so I just wanted to give a call regarding the Lomachenko situation. So I'm a big Lopez fan, and I think he's doing big things. I think it was the most exciting fight to be made, and man, I'm pretty disappointed that he pulled out of this fight because 1.5 million is quite a bit of money, and had he beat Lomachenko, he would have been able to call all the shots. And he's been rah-rahing and talking so much. I just don't understand why he didn't go ahead and take that fight. 1.5 million is better than some fights out there, you know. So I just think that he should have taken that fight. That's like Mayweather taking less for De La Hoya. Mayweather took less to fight De La Hoya so he could get in the position so he could get in that position he wanted to be in. And I don't know why Teofimo didn't take that fight.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, Mike P, thank you for your contribution. Early Christmas enjoy. Yeah, man, thanks. That's a big donation. Mike P, the donor of the month of July and June. Jesus. He wants to be the donor of the month of August, I think. Mike P, thank you. Caller, yeah. Listen,
I'm not going to say it was a straight duck. I'm not going to say it's a straight duck because I think everybody knows that's a competitive fight. It's a good fight. But at the same time, you know, especially with going on everything with coronavirus and everything, how can you expect so much? I mean, it's a big fight. It's a big opportunity, you know.
I mean, you're right. Listen, how old is Teofimo? 23?
I think
he's
so,
not,
yeah.
He's not a pound for pounder. Definitely not a pound for pounder. Now, he can become one.
Exactly.
So, you take the money. Listen, I think Lomachenko, how much did they offer him? 3 point something? And
sure,
Teofimo,
but he's proven big time.
Exactly. So, why would, like you mentioned, Mayweather and De La Hoya and stuff like that? Of course, like, listen, you're the B side. You take that amount. And like you said, taking into consideration the whole situation that we got going on with the virus and everything, no crowds, I think that's a pretty good payday. And by the way, it's not like Teofimo Lopez is out of options, right? There's other boxers that he can face in the lightweight division, and he is the man in the lightweight division.
Yeah. Yep.
So what are Teofimo Lopez's option? You know what I mean? Devin Haney, yeah, you're not gonna get paid the same thing. That's an interesting fight, but it's not a big fight because both guys are unproven.
You really got a shot at the biggest, baddest fight right there with Lomachenko, and the thing that's so disappointing about it is he's been talking a lot of junk like for a while now, and you know he's never let us down as far as how he performs. So we know it's a good fight, but you know I can't give him a pass on that. That makes no sense, and it was something to really look forward to. And I'm just disappointed with that. Definitely.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah, go ahead.
Listening to the whole Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder thing. Man, that whole Glovegate thing is just straight bogus. There's just no credible evidence in any of that, and I don't know.
You think it's funny?
I think it's absolutely funny. I think that Deontay Wilder said it straight up. He said that he had weak legs because he wore that stupid outfit, and that's why he's in the situation he's in. It had nothing to do with gloves or anything like that. In fact, they showed all their evidence came from a fight that nobody was saying anything. Nobody was saying anything about that Tyson Fury, that first fight. Everybody was good with the draw. They were glad their man came out with that knockdown, and I was good. I was okay with the draw, although I thought Fury won. But this second fight, what's so bad about it is Tyson Fury absolutely overcame so many obstacles in that fight. Like, he did exactly what he said he was going to do. His dad in the first fight didn't even want him to take the fight. He said he's going to struggle. And he did to a degree. And then Tyson Fury basically claimed everything he was going to do. He was going to bully him, and he was going to beat him easy, and he did. It's exactly what. There was no need for. If you watch the fight, it wasn't like Marcos Maidana. It wasn't like Tyson Fury just pummeled him to death. He just took away his jab and stepped forward. Nobody's done that on Wilder before.
Yeah.
Nobody stepped forward into Wilder like that before, and proof was in the pudding. I don't know how they get away with this.
Now, talking about that rematch, I've heard some people in other channels that are big Wilder fans saying that they are convinced that Wilder's going to win the third fight. Now, do you think those comments are... Listen, I think Wilder has a chance just because he has that right hand. But to say that you're confident that Wilder's going to win, do you think some of these people are insane at this point, or what's going on?
Yeah, man. Thanks for opening him up. I just needed to get going a little bit. So, absolutely. See, I grew up watching the LDBC. There was a time when Dante's Boxing Nation in '78, there was a time where I actually rode with them because I felt like they were telling the truth about situations. Mm-hmm. As time went on, man, I'm just telling the fans out there, you have to look at the root of where this information's coming from. After the second fight, 78 Sports TV, I hate to drop names, but I'm going to do it. He literally said that after the second fight, during the first fight, he literally said that Tyson Fury only won 4 rounds of that fight. From that moment on, I knew that they were on some bullshit because you're just not being honest about anything. And you got to look at the root of where all this Glovegate bullshit's coming from. I got to tell you, it's just bogus. I mean, Tyson. It didn't take a rocket science to beat Deontay Wilder. It took balls. He's a dangerous fighter, and I agree with you that he will actually have trouble. He could have his hands full in the third fight because Wilder's dangerous. But this guy has. Deontay Wilder barely won against Luis Ortiz. People don't realize they're so brainwashed. They don't realize when he fought Luis Ortiz, it was a miracle that he won that fight. He was getting his ass whipped the whole fight, and then he pulled out that great punch, and it's a great thing. Good job, you won. But it's not like Wilder handled his business like throughout all 8 of those rounds with Luis Ortiz in the second fight. He's a guy you could look. There was problems long before he even got to Fury. Once Fury got in shape, in actual shape, that was that. That was that. And Fury said he's going to beat him easy if he's in shape, and he did. So the LDBC is just, I feel like it's like a cult. That's how I feel when I listen to them now. So I try to go to other channels. I listen to your channel quite a bit. I think you guys represent the truth a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you talked about the root of this Glovegate thing. What's the root of this problem? What do you mean by this?
Okay, so what I mean by the root of this problem is that, first of all, you got to look. One thing you got to look at is that all the channels were saying the same thing. Now, I'm not saying they collaborated together, but at the same time, they kind of did. When you see Fanon and all these LDBC channels, it's almost like they collaborated together because they all have the same opinion about the same thing. One thing people don't consider, and maybe this is hard for people to hear, but Tyson Fury's got the biggest hands in boxing. Now, when you got hands of that massive size, you're telling me that the glove can't, anytime you punch a blunt object, the glove's going to morph during a fight and stuff like that. There's just nothing there, and it's just disappointing that people. To me, it takes away from how great Tyson Fury was that night. Tyson Fury gave us a throwback of what a great heavyweight is. He really did. He came into that fight confident, and it's just totally disappointing. I think the root of all that stuff basically comes from it. To be honest, it's on some racist. Can't let your guy, can't give it up. I was a Deontay Wilder fan. I'm still a Deontay Wilder fan, but I can't be dishonest. I know he stood for the black people. He's a pioneer for the black people, and I 100% support that. But at the same time, to me, he was pushing racist narratives. Tyson Fury said multiple times during the build-up to that fight, "No, this ain't about race. This is 2 great heavyweights." And what did he do? This is Black History Month. I'm going to make a postcard for Black History Month and all this stuff. And I'm just thinking to myself, you guys can't give it up because you're on some racist type stuff. It's racist. And it doesn't take long to figure it out,
Absolutely.
Can I add to that point?
Go ahead.
Hello, everybody. By the way, this is Revolution
What's
checking
up?
in. So, it's a very interesting point. It is a racist narrative, right? Deontay Wilder saying he's gonna get on a postcard for Black History Month with that knockout, right? Because the implication, it's because it has to be because he's knocking out a white boy. All right. Wouldn't it be even better if it was 2 great black athletes fighting for the heavyweight championship? 2 great black American athletes. That he's making Black History Month about black people defeating white people. You know what I mean? That's the implication. If he was fighting against a black dude in February, he wouldn't be saying anything about Black History Month.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's a good point.
It's
Uh,
about conquering the white man.
in the chat, Warrior Boxing is asking, name one thing Wilder said that was racist. Name one.
Technically, AJ had the more racist thing with the supreme racist.
Yeah, well, we're talking about Wilder. Go ahead, caller.
I just want to say that I think he treaded lightly. There's racist implications, although he didn't come right out and say anything clear, but it's all there. I would say, you know, what's sad is really it's his fan base in a lot of ways. One thing I commend Wilder for, I do and I don't. Where I do commend him is he hasn't commented on any of this Glovegate stuff. So I appreciate that. That being said, when his brother came out and said this thing about, you know, Fury having a blunt object and putting a dent in his head, there's no proof to that. There's nothing to that. And then Wilder never came out. Hopefully he does. He never came out and disputed that. So one thing that I don't respect is that he is not putting an end to some of this stuff. You know, I like the fact that Wilder has not played into his fan base, but he sort of has at the same time. So, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, you could step out at any time, dude, and be like, hey, you know, Fury's a tough opponent. He's a champion for a reason. You know, and the third fight's going to be different. I didn't have my legs under me. It wasn't my night. That's all he has to do. Mm-hmm. But no, he lets all this shit build up and completely assassinated Fury's character. Now, there's some good dudes out here like us, but at the same time, you got so many casual fans. Like my buddy Joey, he's a real honest dude. He flat out believes, he tells me the other day, when there's smoke, there's fire, Sam. He tells me that when there's smoke, there's fire. I said, yeah, but you got to look where this smoke's coming from. I don't trust these LDBC with all that shit at all.
Good point. Because I also heard that shit, like, where there's smoke, there's fire, but where's the smoke coming from? That's a very good point.
How do you know that ain't dry ice? You don't have to smoke it.
Yeah.
That could be steam.
Exactly.
Well,
I was going to ask
you know,
something.
I hope in the third fight some of this stuff gets cleared up. And, you know, I hate to say I want to see a people's downfall, but, you know, if Wilder is not, if there's, the better man deserves credit. If they can't give it up and give the better man credit, then, you know, that's the
yeah, I was going to say this, caller. Wilder hasn't said anything, though.
Yeah.
So, you know, he hasn't attacked Fury's how you call it, his persona, his character. He hasn't said anything. So, hey, do you think that Wilder's the one that telling, for example, his brother to come out with all these conspiracy theories?
You know what? Part of me wants to say yeah. I can't say for sure because then I would be committing the same problem. Mm-hmm. But in a way, yeah, because to me, he's a guy. Wilder's a little delusional to me, because to a degree, you don't let some of that shit fly. I wouldn't let that. I don't know.
All right. Somebody in the chat, Scripting College, is saying. All right. Anything else, caller?
No, man. That's all I got. Thanks.
All right, man. Thanks for calling. Take care.
All right.
All right. Good call. Great call. Scripting College in the chat. Now, he's the one, if I remember correctly, who made all those videos. Well, he made one video that was pretty interesting. He was claiming that Deontay Wilder's costume, right? He had a mask with some lights on, some LED lights. Those lights affected Wilder's vision. And so maybe that's one of the reasons why he lost the fight. Now he's saying behind the headshots are not a joking matter. Behind the headshots cause major brain damage to boxers. So we're going to that other, what is it, excuse? Oh my God, man. This is never gonna end, people. Never gonna end. Go ahead, Revolution. I thought he was going to say something. By the way, people, we're gonna have a special show.
My bad. I was muted. My bad. I was talking, but I was muted.
Okay.
And I was trying to say something too.
Oh, we had BDA.
Go ahead, BDA. I don't want to interrupt you, BDA, of all people.
Oh, come on. You're going to start with that shit again?
Round 3.
Go ahead.
Round 3, motherfucker. Let's go. Here, you know what? Pucho, Hit that gong, baby. Me and you, BDA, we're going over this. It's the Kumite. Now listen.
What are you talking about?
Me and you we're gonna settle this. It's a Kumite. Okay?
Settle what?
You know, you took umbrage saying I was interrupting you quite a bit.
Yeah, you did.
Shows ago.
You just did a couple of seconds ago too. But listen, it's not. Listen, I just want to say something real quick about the first of all, Bucho, I want to try something out here because if every time you click on the watch stream screen that you're sharing, the problem is that when people go in there, you can't, as the host, you can't hear us. So I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna click on watch stream and you tell me.
All right.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay, but that's maybe because Revolucion is here, and if it's just Revolucion, do me a favor, just get out of the whole Discord and then come back in a couple of seconds, all right? So I want to see if it's just one person. Okay.
You know, we should try this off the air, man.
Well, you know what? We're here
like,
now,
what the
and
fuck,
you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that's it.
All right,
That's
get the
it.
fuck out of here.
Excellent.
I also want to say something about the Lopez situation because Steve Kim wrote an article.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay, you're back.
Can you hear
Yeah. Apparently he could still hear me. But anyway,
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah.
you, man.
No, I'm joking.
Ah,
Fuck, man.
geez.
This show is going to shit.
real quick, because about the Lopez Lomachenko situation, D. Jefferson made a stream and he was trying to stay neutral about the whole thing and not jump in and start blaming Lopez for it. He says he doesn't want to call Lopez a ducker because the fight might still happen, and I agree with it. Then other people started blaming Bob Arum. Now, Bob Arum is a snake, as are most, if not all, promoters.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a quote that made me think a little bit about Bob Arum's situation. He says, we explained to them, Lopez, he's talking about Lopez's team. We explained to them we have no gate, no closed circuit, said top-ranked CEO Bob Arum. I mean, we're willing to pay him a big price. But again, I'm not going to lose millions of dollars on an event because he thinks he's worth more. So Lopez is asking for more money, which he might or might not deserve, right? I mean, who the fuck is he? He has one big name on his resume, and that's Richard Comey. And it's not like Comey's an undefeated warrior that's so difficult to dismantle. I mean, the guy's lost before, right? I mean, albeit close fights, but he's lost nonetheless. On the other hand, I know Bob Arum is a businessman, but would it really hurt him that much to lose a little money and put on this fight on pay-per-view and please the fans? I mean, would it be that much to ask of him? What do you guys think? I mean, as a businessman, is he in the right, or should he actually maybe be looking forward to losing a little bit of money but pleasing the fans long term?
Well, let me see. He's got two guys here. He's got Teofimo. He's got Loma. He's invested quite a bit in both of them. They're both his guys. Let me see. So if he takes a loss, right? Let's say he puts the fight on, makes it happen, takes a loss. What does he have to gain from it? Well, I think all of us can agree that this is one of the best matchups in like the last few years, right? This is the number one pound for pound guy in a lot of people's eyes. Last year's top prospect, and also just an interesting fight size-wise is another aspect. You know, Loma is max, and Teofimo is going to be moving up soon. It's almost like the biggest challenge Loma's faced so far when it comes to someone who's just big and tough and brutally strong. So there's a lot of X factors, intangibles, and attractive things to the match that it could, you know how like Floyd Pacquiao did damage to the business. This could do good for the business. You know, maybe lose a little money at the gate or whatever, but be able to draw in some casual fans or, you know, make some news because you got a really awesome fight that happened. But if it's not going to pop off, if it's not going to catch the eye of the public and it's not going to draw in more people, then it would make more sense to wait then, definitely. Because why lose money on it? It's a good fight that you're going to be able to sell to hardcore fans, no doubt. So unless you're going to be able to build your business up, I would wait until you can get the most money out of your immediate fan base that's not going anywhere. Does that all make sense?
Yeah, it does. And official Boxer Scorecard in the chat room just echoed your sentiment. He said, he's building both of them to earn money on this type of fights, not lose it. See, that's why I'm not a enterprise businessman type of person, because I'm not looking necessarily all the time about the money. Now, Lomachenko and Teofimo.
Yeah, but
it's easy
Lomachenko,
to blame.
is he running out of time? Or what's going like how old is the guy?
I think Teofimo's running out of time. I think with the weight issues,
With a
and the
weight,
fight-
yeah, of course. So you gotta make the
Yeah.
fight happen.
There's 2 clocks ticking. Yeah, that's at that point, you got to take that into consideration. You might not be able to make this fight next year. You might not be able to milk it like a Wilder AJ. Jesus Christ, even the Wilder AJ, both those guys took losses. People will still buy that fight. That was like the number 1 and number 2 guy. They both took losses now, but hey, fuck it, we'll still see them. That's not going to go anywhere. This fight though, it's like now or never almost. So I would say pull the trigger.
Yeah, but this leads me to ask or wonder rather also how much money is the Charlo card going to do? Because first of all, I just checked on ESPN for the schedule. It's on a Wednesday. It's on a Saturday, the pay-per-view event. The Charlos are not big stars, but the PBC is putting them in there against good opponents. And so I don't know how much money they're gonna make. I mean, are they gonna make? See, those are all decent fights on that I'm willing to watch and I'm excited to watch. But I don't know about the general public. So if they're willing to do that, why isn't Bob Arum willing to put Lopez Lomachenko on now? I mean, if he waits, Loma might not make the weight. I mean, Lopez might not make the weight in a couple of months. So it leads me to wonder whether maybe Bob Arum, I know he wanted to make a lot of money on this fight, but it might never happen anyway. So why not just do it? Give the fans a treat, man. He's still gonna earn some money. He's not gonna lose that. See, that's the thing. He's looking at it.
He's breaking even. Listen, is there gonna be a crowd? You know what I mean? Like, maybe that you have to take that into account, right?
That
3
was a
million.
fucking fight. I wanted to go to that fight, man. I can't believe that's going to be held in front of no people if it gets theoretically this year. My God.
No, but you know what I mean. Like, and by the way, 3 million. I mean, 1 point something. I mean, see, I don't know, man. Is that a lot of money for Teofimo? Is that too little? How the fuck are we supposed to know?
You know what? If I'm Bob Arum and I got all the money in the world, you know what I do? I open up the gate. I open up the doors. Say, yeah, we're gonna have a crowd. Hey, what the fuck you gonna do about it? Just take the fucking risk. Who's gonna shut him down? The PBA?
There's got to be something because I know, WWE and I don't know the other wrestling people, but all the wrestling companies are still running shows and they're having audiences in, but they're X amount and they're wearing masks and everything. So I don't see why they're not doing that for boxing. I think it has something to do with the fact that it's a sport, because wrestling isn't regulated as a sport, sports entertainment. So I think they could get away with it, but an actual sporting event, I don't see them doing it feasibly. Insurance.
This is the situation of there are bigger things going on at high levels right now. That's why you got all this business. That's why they were willing to shut down because people say, oh well, because of COVID, we're not seeing. It's not because of the Rona. Stop saying that. Stop blaming the Rona. It's the people decided. The people on top, they decided to shut down the economy. It's not a virus going wrong. So let's put that into perspective right away. Second of all, now you got Ellen DeGeneres being targeted. She's supposed to be a fucking bastion of the left. Now she's being attacked. You gotta wonder why. Ghislaine Maxwell's behind bars. Who knows what's gonna happen with that? Now we get that explosion in Beirut. I'm telling you, big things are going on at the top, and I think that's why they don't want to open up anything right now. They're still sticking to that little plan of theirs. And hopefully this all ends before or after, I should say, the elections, and we finally get back to normal. Because this new normal, ain't nobody going to buy that except the people that still watch the mainstream news.
It's new, but it's normal.
You know what I noticed? There's a phrase that's floating around. My dad has been thrown. Look, and if my dad is saying something, then it's big because he's like one of the most out of the loop people in the world. But he's been saying, "Oh, you know what it is, kid? It's the new world. This is the new world." He keeps referring to this as the new world, and it took me a second. I just realized that's just New World Order with order dropped off the end.
Oh,
excellent.
So I mean, it's this concept is just people are like it's catching on more. People are
yeah, you're right, man.
Bullshit.
It's a very, very, very good
all
point.
those things that you only used to hear on InfoWars now, it's like literally that's just on Fox News, and like old ass
all of
people
a sudden,
know about it.
Yeah, all of a sudden, certain people don't seem so crazy now. Some of the things they were saying 10, 15 years ago. Okay, but in regards to the back to the Lopez Teofimo fight, also, I agree with D. Jefferson. I think we shouldn't be able to blame a guy or blame someone. I think at the end of the day, you can blame everybody like a fucking psychopath. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna blame Bob Arum, and I'm gonna blame Teofimo Lopez for not wanting to. Look, if Teofimo wants to make more money, fine. At the end of the day, that's the problem, though. It's not really Bob Arum's fault that the economy has been mangled the way it has, and this is why he can pay Teofimo now, according to him. Now, let's say it's true. Let's say he's not. By the way, Butcher, people say that the show's fucking up. I got it on, and it's not fucking up. I don't know what's going on with him. It might be a YouTube thing, because I'm watching it, and other people are watching it saying it's fine, and now all of a sudden there's other people saying that it's cutting off. So I don't know what to tell you guys. It's
I don't know.
Probably just refresh the tab, and that's it. Now, Butcher, I wanted to say, so I don't know who's at fault. I don't know if it's Bob Arum, I don't know if it's Teofimo, but all we know right now from what's being said in public is that Teofimo wants more money. So until more facts come out, if you have to make a choice and blame somebody, I don't know about you guys, but I think it has to be Teofimo Lopez. Because he's the one saying, I want more money. I want more than 1.25 mil.
Oh, yeah, he's the one. Just take the money. Just take the fucking money.
But I would say this. I would say, hey, you can't blame the kid because look, prospect of the year last year. He's fighting the number one pound for pound guy. He's kind of basically setting himself to be like, all right, I'm going to lose my O, and this fight could really end him. I don't think it will, but it could be damaging to his career. So I would say, hey, ask for more money. And if I was Bob, I would say, look, I'll match you in whatever you want. Like, you want more, like, to a degree. I'm not billions and billions of dollars, but yeah, I'll fucking whatever you want, kid. There you go. But get in there and have a good fight. Get over with the people. Because this is a fight where, this is an opportunity. It could be a Mickey Ward, Gaddy thing. Two guys get in there, and they both look good by the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
Say Loma wins on the scorecards, right? Say he technically outboxes him, but say he gets knocked down maybe once or twice. He takes a little bit of a beating, and Lopez, is bullying him in spots, but Loma is just too fucking masterful, and he wins the fight like that. Both guys look great. And that would be an instance Teofimo takes a loss, but you could move him up a weight class now and fight the next guy, and you made 2 stars, basically. This doesn't have to be win or loser. It could be 2 stars. So it's at best, just put the money into it, and I think you'll get 2 paydays. You'll get more paydays down the line.
All right, guys, we have a phone call. 347, you're on the air. 347.
Hello, what's up, everybody? It's the Collaborator. I'm back again.
Welcome.
Here, and how's everybody doing? I have something to say about Lopez. I think that Lopez, he's scared of Lomachenko because look, Lopez is the B side and Lomachenko is the A side. And we all know what Lopez and Lopez fans have been saying for years now, that he's going to beat the crap out of Lomachenko. He's going to knock him into the next dimension. And if that's the case, why doesn't he take this fight as a B side like Mayweather did with Oscar De La Hoya so that he could become the A side and make millions in the future? And look, I'll be honest. My name is the Collaborator. I'm all about collaborating. And Lopez, if he was a true collaborator like me, he would collaborate no matter what price you put on it. He would go in there for $1 and beat the living crap out of Lomachenko. But why doesn't he do it? Because he can't.
Call him the Dollarnator.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know, man. What do you guys think?
Point, man. It's a good point. I mean, if Lopez wants to, again, all parties involved in this, like Arum and Lopez, they're looking at this short term. Arum doesn't want to lose any money, and Lopez wants to get paid more for this big risk. But I think, if you really believe that you're going to win this fight and that it's going to set you up for bigger and better things down the line, then take the fight for shorter money, i.e., Lopez should be taking this fight, no matter how much he's getting paid for. So I agree with the Collaborator.
Yeah, and I saw Lopez in the street the other day, and to be honest, he looks like a Peruvian father. He looks fat as hell, man. The dude is huge. He's should be able to knock Lomachenko
Who
out
gets
in one
fucked?
hit. If he weighing like 200 pounds, Lomachenko weighs like 100 pounds. The man looks like a praying mantis, and Lopez out here looking like the fucking Dominican guy working at the deli, eating a foot-long patty every day.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, maybe do you think this might be a stalling tactic? You think he's a little out of shape, and he needs a couple more weeks, maybe a month to shed a few pounds and feel comfortable for making weight?
I think so, because look, this is what I'll tell to you. It's not easy to lose. That he has abs, but they're like Krabby Patty abs. They're six-pack Krabby Patty abs. They're not lean, chiseled, corn on the cob abs like Lomachenko has. Nice and tight. Lopez, what he has is the Krabby Patty, and that shit, that will take you a while to get off naturally. You know what I'm saying? So I think it might be a cop-out to maybe do it next year when he's maybe in better shape or something. Like, I don't know.
You know what? If Teofimo Lopez is turning into a Honduran James Toney, then maybe there is, like I said, maybe that's why he's stalling, man. Maybe he's because again, a lot of us look at him and his upcoming Lomachenko fight and think, how if this guy knows he's about to face one of the top 3 fighters in the world, why doesn't he stop shoving food into his fat fucking mouth? Well, he's 22 years old. I mean, how many of us couldn't look ahead and and plan ahead when we were in our early 20s? Like, according to certain studies, the brain is still morphing even into your early 20s in terms of your ability to make choices and look ahead for negative events or whatever. So he's obviously still in that stage where he doesn't give a fuck, man. But now maybe he could have overeaten more than he expected, and he's realizing in the gym and by weighing himself every day too, like, oh shit, I'm not gonna make weight from here to October, which is insane because we're in August. I mean, you can't fucking shed 15, 20 pounds till then. That's insane.
No, but this is the thing. There's the empanadas. They have cheese, a lot of cheese, and they're very enticing. When someone offers you an empanada and you just got done 12 rounds of sparring, and they offer you like 15 empanadas with a gallon of Mountain Dew, you're gonna take that immediately. And that's the thing. They don't have empanadas. They don't have none of that. They don't have no Chuck E. Cheese. They don't have that in the Ukraine. So Lomachenko, he's out here eating salad, cucumbers, and lean meats. And Lopez is in New York eating like McDonald's, eating Uber Eats, whatever. So he's pampered.
Hey,
he's pampered. I can say that at least.
Collaborator, let's not besmirch the empanadas. The empanadas did nothing. It's like blaming a gun for violence. Hey, it's not the gun itself that kills people. It's people that kill other people. And it's the same thing with Teofimo Lopez. It's not the empanada that's at fault. It's his chubby little hands as he's shoving all that food down his throat. That's the problem. It's him. It's not the empanadas. So I don't want to hear that about the empanadas. Okay?
It's going to be Teofimo Ruiz Jr. over here.
Oh.
You got that right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
They're going to be using lard on him in the corner instead of Vaseline.
You know what, man?
Yeah, man.
Look, if Lopez, but this is the age-old question: should a fighter take, the shorter purse in order to take a risk and change his life for the better in case he wins? There's too much smoke here not to believe that there's fire as well. The fact that he's overweight, the fact that he's asking more money, the fact that he's an inexperienced fighter taking on perhaps the best fighter in the world. I mean, all of this adds up to the fact that maybe he's not as confident as he likes to appear.
You're right, because this could backfire. Say he goes in there and Loma chops him up. Say he gets him out of there in 7 or 8 rounds. That's not making a star. Teofimo's not getting any money down the line for that. Especially he set himself up, and everybody knows too.
What
his
if he
father's
loses?
been saying all this shit. His father, my son's gonna knock him out.
Yeah, but so what if he loses? He's 22, 23, whatever. He has an excuse, right? Or he was too young. Just like Canelo. Look, he lost. Nobody gives a fuck. Unless he gets destroyed like Fernando Vargas against Felix Trinidad, then that's a different story. But I don't think that's gonna happen.
No. If Lomachenko got knocked out in like 9 or 10 rounds, stopped by a ref, whatever, okay, that you couldn't play that down like, Salido battered him in the dick and cheated and he was overweight. You could play that loss off. It doesn't affect him as much. But if he got knocked out, that's always going to stick with him. They'll always say, oh, he's got that chin. You could touch him.
With Lopez, it can go either way. He can go in there, get schooled, and it finishes his career. Or he takes it in like Canelo did. When Canelo, sorry, my dog's chewing a bone. It's fucking annoying me. When Canelo got schooled by Floyd, he didn't start feeling sorry for himself. Moping around. He learnt by it, and you saw he picks up certain traits in Floyd. The way he fights now, you see it with the certain movements he does. So that's what you got to do as a young fighter. When you go in there with a legend or a world-class operator, even if you get beat, you got to take something from the fight. And that's all I can say that Teofimo can do, really. I just don't see him being good enough to beat Lomachenko boxing-wise. But if he lands that shot, anyone can sleep when that lands. But I think it could be like a bit of a boxing lesson. And my advice to Teofimo would be learn from it, like Canelo did. Don't let it finish your career.
Very good point.
Because anybody else want to speak first before I go? Don't want to interrupt anybody.
Well, let the caller go, I guess.
Okay, caller. Oh, you're still here. Go ahead.
He's still
This is the thing. Look, I agree with everything that Stu said. Look, Lopez is going to come in 200 pounds overweight. He's going to come in. He's going to start clobbering Lomachenko to the body. He's going to start hitting him. It's going to be like Canelo Triple G 1. Canelo Triple G 2, where he's going to come in strong. And then you're going to see in the later rounds, he's going to start to dwindle. Lomachenko is going to score a knockdown. He's going to start going to work. And Lomachenko is going to be crying in the corner, thinking of every little empanada that he ate, thinking of every Philly cheesesteak, thinking of every cinnamon bun and all this crap. And that's when it's going to hit him. All the people on YouTube, all the people in the chat right now saying that, Lomachenko, Lopez could be better BF if he wanted to right now. Look, you're going to be crying because you're going to be putting money in my pocket. You're going to be putting money in my pocket, and I'm going to be laughing my way to the bank when Lomachenko puts a clinic on your guy, Lopez. And that's it.
All right. We have a prediction.
There it is. Oh, I was going to say, when we're talking about how he's...
prediction.
When we're talking about, how Lopez is going to look walking away from this match, is it going to make him a star or is it going to hurt him? Let's look back at Loma's last few fights, or his last 4 fights, which were lightweight. Linares, Pedraza, Campbell, and Crolla. Okay, so when he fought Linares, Linares got the knockdown, first guy to knock him down, and even though Linares was stopped, I think he looked good by the end of it. I don't think it hurt him. He got himself over. Pedraza, I thought, did a great job. He hung in there. Yeah, he made it to the final bell, so I think that elevated his career, even though he just lost to Loma. Crolla, that was the end of Crolla. He got, his life taken from him for a split second, so that, hurt him. So if that happens, obviously that hurt anybody.
It was embarrassing, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely embarrassing.
Campbell is another one.
I don't even know why that fight was made.
Well,
I don't even know why that fight's made. This guy, Anthony Crolla, couldn't outbox Derry Matthews. What makes you think he's got any chance against Lomachenko? Get out of here, man. That fight should never have been made. I'm like watching Crolla fight brawlers and stuff like that, because that's when he's at his best. But when he's fighting a skilled technician, his level's still going.
I was so disappointed that wasn't on the list for a knockout of the year. People didn't consider that knockout of the year last year. I thought it was at least top 3.
Nah.
I wanted to ask the caller, do you think Teofimo Lopez should go to Celebrity Fit Club? Maybe they can make him lose the weight.
Look, I live in New York. I'm like a friend of Recognize. I made him some chopped cheese and bacon, egg, and cheese in the morning before, every now and then. And look, I see a lot of things. I know a lot of things. I've seen Lopez in the supermarket when he goes to the frozen section. He reaches for the Weight Watchers. He doesn't reach for the Hungry Man. He doesn't reach for the Haagen-Dazs ice cream. He reaches for the Weight Watchers because he's very sensitive about his weight. You could tell it weighs down on him at night when he's trying to sleep at night. It comes to him in his dreams. The fact that he has Krabby Patty abs, the fact that his mother had a spatula in her hand while she was flipping the mozzarella cheese sticks. And that's the thing. These are the things that are weighing down on him now. The fact that he made bad diet decisions, and it's costing him this fight with Lomachenko.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, if you're struggling at the weight, Lomachenko is the last man you need to be in there with, because as the latter rounds come on, he starts working to the body more. He starts sitting in the pocket, working to the body, putting the pressure on. And if you're struggling at the weight, that's work rate you're not going to cope with. Like Teofimo, I mean, his best chance is to just land a shot from fucking nowhere and get an early stoppage. Because if he's going to try and outbox Lomachenko, it's going to be a real hard night for him. Let's just say that. So that'd be my advice to go early, start swinging early, and hope one lands. Because let's be real, Lomachenko's not going to get outboxed. But Lopez just doesn't have the fundamentals to outbox. I mean, when Pedraza had his little moments, Linares had his moments, Campbell had his little. All guys with long arms, hit good straight punches, using their range and distance. I'm not sure Lopez is that sort of guy. He likes to get in mid-range, get in the pocket, start loading bombs. Lomachenko's, he's going to see them coming all day long. So I don't know, man. I don't know what my advice would be. Put it on Lomachenko early and just hope something lands. I mean, it's not the best advice, but that's what it'd be.
As long as he goes in... Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, as long as he goes in there, win, loss, whatever. Well, yeah, loss in this case. He takes a loss. As long as he looks aggressive, he looks competitive, he doesn't look frustrated or scared or out of his element, that's going to make a difference to how, his career is going to go if he takes a loss. If he goes in there and he's just throwing punches and he's willing to brawl and he gets knocked out, but you could tell he doesn't care and he's got reckless abandon. More credit to him.
I've always been one against this fight for a while. I'm happy to see Lopez Lomachenko just next year. I just think Lopez is just a couple of fights too short. The experience. He's never really had to dig deep. Lopez. He's never been in the trenches. He's never come up against a seasoned pro that's just awkward and fucking horrible to fight. I think Lomachenko. You got to be seasoned and schooled to fight Lomachenko and live with him. If you ain't got that,
absolutely.
Hey, Collaborator, people in the chat are asking if recognize what's up with him. How come where's he been?
Well, I haven't seen him at the deli. What I do is I flip the Jamaican beef patties. Every day I had to make them. I had to make the dough. I had to make the beef. I had to flip him. I had to cook him. I had to put him in the oven. And, he's one of the people that frequents my shop, but I haven't seen him recently. I'll put a word out to put a search out for him. I'll let you guys know very soon.
Yeah, I don't want to be putting the documentary channels on and watching about recognize his disappearance. I don't want to see that.
Hopefully he's all right, man. Hopefully he's all right. And recognize if you're listening. Hope you're all right, and try to drop in when you get the chance, man.
He's good. He's New York hardcore. He got it.
I think he's been busted for them fucking CDs that he's been selling.
The bootleg DVDs.
I might be the Collaborator. I might be the Collaborator, but I got a soft heart, for the people. I love the people. One day I might run for mayor of New York. It might happen very soon.
Whoa.
But, these things might happen. But,
you just need two criteria. You just need two criteria, isn't it? Be a lefty, be a snowflake. You're halfway there, bro.
That's one way of looking at it for sure. I'll keep that in mind. But anyways, back to Meatball Lopez and Lomachenko. Look, wasn't Lomachenko the one that said that one of his dream fights would be to fight Floyd Mayweather? And let's not forget, Lopez, he likes to do the Philly show, right? So you're telling me, Lomachenko wouldn't know what to do against a Philly show? He's thought about fighting Mayweather in the past. He said it would be his dream fight. So I'm assuming Lomachenko had to have thought of some type of plan, some type of tactic, some type of game plan to go into a potential fight with Mayweather. So
Lomachenko adapts on the job. He adjusts and adapts on the job. You got to watch what he did against Rigondeaux, where Rigondeaux was actually ducking below the waist and actually legal move. I mean, it's hard to hit someone when they're fucking ducking below your waist. But Lomachenko, watch that fight again. He adapted to it. Started looping the shots. Started bringing them from lower sort of thing, and Rigondeaux was getting tagged up with those shots. So that's one thing about Lomachenko. He always adjusts and adapts on the job. Sometimes I think he waits too long. I've watched him fight where he could have put the pressure on a bit earlier, because when he puts the pressure on and starts pushing these guys back and landing his shots, they start falling to pieces. I don't know what. Sometimes with Lomachenko, it's just too much pretty stuff and not enough, not enough stuff that's going to get you to fucking stop it.
All right, people are saying that they have issues with the stream. Some people, I don't know if in the chat, let me know who's having issues with the stream, and also tell us where you live, because this might be a UK only issue. We don't know. So
North
tell
Korea.
us.
They live in North Korea.
They live in, yeah, you must be living in North Korea. Caller, anything else?
That's it. I just want to thank you guys for having me. I love the people. Like I said, vote Collaborator for mayor of New York City, okay? Thank you all.
Collaborator, I got a question for you before you go, Collaborator. Real quick. Can you give us an update on Head Honcho? Do you know where Head Honcho is?
Head Honcho, I've been keeping tabs. on this guy. Let's just say this. You won't be hearing from him anytime soon. We got the job done, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God.
Excellent.
All right.
Outstanding.
All right.
All right, thanks for calling, man.
Day, you guys.
Take care.
Take care.
Well, that's some good news there.
Who's my favorite?
Some people are saying that they're having issues with the stream. Other people say it's fine.
Okay, Pucho, if people are having problem with the stream, there's nothing we can do about it, because I'm watching it. I was watching it earlier, and it was fine for a good long while. I had one problem. It said error or something. But if it's just an error, there's nothing we can do about it. It's gonna be.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do, man. Everything seems fine over here.
Yeah, I'm hearing you all well.
Yeah,
well, there you go.
Well, there you have it.
Okay, but now, in regards to the Teofimo Lopez thing, I think, hopefully it happens. Hopefully maybe Bob Arum says, because, that's the other thing, is Lopez has not said how much more money he wants. He just said, I'm not going to take this fight for 1.25 mil.
Yeah, but I don't blame him either. I don't blame him. Let's be real. This is a guy that's got a promising career ahead of him. This could be the end of it if he goes in there and gets... Can you imagine if he gets embarrassed like Jeff Lacey? It could be no road back for him. So,
okay, so what do you
fight?
Sorry to cut you. Go finish your point.
No, just Butcher. 1.5 million seems like a little on the low side, should we say? If he's going to go in there and put his ass on the line, because let's be real, he's going to take a pasting through that fight. He's going to take shots, and he's going to, he's going to be in a rough situations at times. Let's just say that. So he wants to get paid well, and I think 1.5 million probably is a little bit on the low side. Give him a couple of million.
Now, was this fight supposed to happen in the Garden or Barclays?
Garden.
Okay. Oh, the Madison Square Garden, or the other, the theater, the Madison Square Garden theater.
No, let's be real.
But
I think Lopez. I think Teofimo Lomachenko could actually fill their actual Madison Square Garden. I think that's a big.
That's why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking whether that money, 1.2, whatever it was. If he can't sell, Lomachenko has never been at the Garden either. He's fought in the theater, but he's never fought at the Garden. So if he can't if neither of those guys could fill it up by themselves, maybe they don't deserve all that much money.
I know what you're saying, but the thing is with Lomachenko, I think if he's got a good dance partner, he's well worthy of a pay-per-view event and a big event. I think Lopez could be that guy. He's gonna have that. Where's Lopez from? Is he from
Honduras?
Honduras, but he's gonna have all the Latinos on his side. So him against Lomachenko could make good numbers. Not massive numbers, but I think Lomachenko, if he's going to be a pay-per-view fight in America, he needs a good dance partner, because I don't think he can carry an event on his own. I just don't. I've seen some of the crowds he gets, and it's a shame, because when he comes to England, they fill out his fucking training sessions. The gyms are, but over in America, like I said, you've only got to look at the numbers in some of his fights. So I think if he's got a good dance partner, then I think we can go with it. But Lomachenko, say someone against Luke Campbell in America. It's not going to work.
In the chat, Fat Apples is laughing at the fact that I think Stu said 1.5 million is low. He's laughing, and then official scorecard box and says, in fact, Teofimo said that 1.2 million was a fifth of the money he was looking for. So he basically
you say you're laughing at 1.5 million, but fucking did Diego Corrales? Not Diego Corrales. Didn't who's the guy who fought? Fucking hell, my mind's gone blank. The guy that fought Ricky Hatton, who should have got the decision.
Colasso?
Castillo?
Collazo got 2 million to fight. I can't remember who it was, but if Collazo's getting 2 million years ago, to fight, I just can't remember the fight.
It's 2 different era. This is the new normal.
That's the point. Yeah, you can't even remember.
Normal.
I think 1.5. Yeah, it's decent money. Don't get me wrong. I just don't. I can see why Lopez is in an hour and about it. Let's just say it's not.
But listen,
it's not great,
Stu, he's young. He can bounce back if he loses. Just take the fucking fight. I mean, you're 22, 23,
It's
man.
not just Teofimo Lopez, because he's got his
I think
father.
Collazo got 2 million to fight Thurman. I think it.
Yeah, makes sense.
But,
PBC money, PBC fucking hedge fund
I can
money.
see why he's probably in an hour. This could be the make or break his career. If he gets the win, the world's his oyster. If he gets schooled, pieced up like Jeff Lacey did, it could be the end of it. So I can see why.
You think he's that bad? Are you really comparing him to Jeff Lacey?
There's got to be a price on taking an ass whooping.
Stu, are you really comparing him to Jeff Lacey?
If someone wants to whoop my ass, there better be a price on it. You know what I mean? So
Stu,
I can see what they're saying. But
Stu, are you really comparing him to Jeff Lacey? Like, do you think he's as bad as Jeff Lacey was?
No, but the thing is, Jeff Lacey wasn't bad at the time. That's what I'm saying. Jeff Lacey was this middleweight Mike Tyson that was going through everyone. Calzaghe made him like that. Why everyone thinks he's useless. Calzaghe made him like that. He wasn't useless. He was a very dangerous guy. But sometimes you come up against a schooled technician, a proper boxer that can match you in every department. And that's what happened to Lacey. He just got outboxed, outschooled. He got outfought. He got manhandled, didn't he? Let's be real. And I think if Lomachenko is more than capable of doing that to him. He might miss around for a few rounds and just prance around doing not. But the latter rounds, he puts on the pressure. And I think that's where we'll find out what Lopez is all about.
You got to recall with the X-Men, what happened to him. He never came back.
Yeah, of course, mate. Because I've always said this in boxing. Bullies, most big punchers and bullies, they hate being on the receiving end of it. You've only got to look how Deontay Wilder fell to pieces when someone put it onto him. Mike Tyson, when Buster Douglas just stood in the pocket and started throwing with him, Mike Tyson fell to pieces. Big punches, they like hitting people, they fall over and celebrating. But when someone stands up to their shots and starts putting it on them, that's when you see the true fighters. And that's why Sugar Ray Leonard's the best fighter, pound for pound ever, because he's the sort of guy that will outbox someone when they can't touch him, but he can also sit in the pocket and trade with Roberto Duran and Tommy Hearns and people.
The Axeman never came back, and Salido never wanted the rematch. So there's a pattern here. Once you fight Lomachenko, your career is not the same. Although he's not a huge puncher, something's happening there.
Look, you can either learn from these fucking legends of the game, or you can go and crawl under a rock somewhere and your career's over. It's just how, like I said, what Canelo did, I respect that, because Canelo got schooled that night. Let's be real, outboxed. He froze on the night. The occasion just got him. I know the weight didn't help him, but let's be real. I think even if he had a couple of pounds on him, he wouldn't have beat Floyd that night. Floyd was just far too schooled and crafty for him. And I think Canelo learnt from that. Go and watch Canelo fights after he fought Floyd. There was a different style coming up, where he'd use the shell, where he'd get behind where he'd catch and shoot, and stuff like that. He's become a very, pound for pound number one fighter in the world for me. That's how good I think Canelo is. And I think that schooling by Floyd groomed him into be that fighter. And it's whether Lopez is going to take the schooling and learn from it or crawl up in his shell. That's the question.
Yeah, but he's going in there to win, right?
Was that?
He's going in there to win, right? He's got the mentality that he's a young tiger. He's the bigger guy, and he's going in there to knock this guy out.
But that's the thing, though. He doesn't want to go. He wants more money. So
it's not just him, BDA. He's got his father in the corner who was speaking money one time to Regis for Greyes, Regis for Graves was just brushing them off when this guy was mentioning millions. So the father seems like he's really money orientated, and he just got married to a girl that seems kind of materialistic.
Are you blaming the father here? Do you think that's what's going on? Father getting too
Well,
greedy?
he's got a family. He's got the wife, the brand new wife. And he's got
that's
the
the problem
father.
with fathers, man. That's the problem with fathers, right? They live through their sons. So they all the decisions they'd make in their careers, they actually force upon their sons. And I just think it's a terrible combination. I think it's a recipe for disaster. I mean, you get your odd occasions where son and father work, like Sean Porter. But look how Sean Porter is. You know, Sean Porter, very submissive to his dad, very respectable. You know, listens and learns. There's not a lot of guys that can say that about when they're talking to their dads. I mean, let's be real. I've had bare knuckle fights with my dad, so I bet most of you have as well. So it's got to be like there's got to be like a respect. Do you know what I mean, with the father and son combination? We've seen it over along with Roy Jones, you know, and I just think father son combination.
What? Another sign that I think you might be right, Stu, about Teofimo Lopez's father living through his son is the way when you watch the sparring videos of Teofimo Lopez, and he's always in the background. The father is screaming, "Oh, great right hand!" Like it's almost like he wants.
Yeah, he's like Puff Daddy, isn't he? He's got to be in all the videos. You know, he's got to be there waving his fucking hand, showing his fucking gold chain. You know, corny as fuck. Look,
what's the saying, BDA, that you live vicariously through your child? Some people.
Yeah.
Like I said, I mean, for father and son combinations to work, these fighters have got to be dedicated to boxing, got to be on a level, humble guys like Sean Porter for a start. You won't meet a more humble guy than Sean Porter, willing to learn on the job, respects his father. That's why it works. Look at Adrian Broner. Can you imagine Adrian Broner's father training him? Never going to work. I mean, Lomachenko, this is another thing with his dad where he respects his dad. That's how it works. Calzaghe. But then when you've just got, like I said, Lopez dad, who's just trying to live through Teofimo's life because Teofimo's a fighter that he could never be. That's when I find it quite corny, and I think it ruins a lot of fighters' careers.
And it's an interesting contrast because look who Lomachenko's coach is. His father. You know, it's totally. That's
but like I said,
it's interesting.
if you're going to use your father, you've got to be at a level where you respect your father. Like growing up, I mean, a lot of people just think they don't respect the father. You know, and in boxing, you've got to be able to respect your father and take his opinion in and listen. The minute you start thinking you're better than your father and your father's a waste man, look, I'm better than you'll ever be, like Floyd did with his dad. Then never going to work.
You know what it is?
I also see another pattern. When you fight for millions, even though you lose, like say a fighter fights Canelo, he fights for millions. Even though you lose, you command millions in your next fight. If he takes a pay cut, I say give him the money. Takes a pay cut. The next fight, if he loses, he can't command more money that he did in a losing effort. So if he gets more money, even though he lost, he can command around the same money or a little less for his next fight. There's a pattern when you fight for millions.
My problem with a lot of trainers, I can see through their craftiness. I can see what they're about. They're not about making their fighter become a better fighter, you know, and move his career on. They're all about making themselves look better, coming out with a game plan to make them look good, you know. And it's all they overcomplicate things. Let's just say a lot of trainers try to overcomplicate things with certain fighters, and it's all to look good on camera, so everyone can say what a trainer is. Ben Davison, prime example. What a trainer Ben Davison. No, he nearly got Tyson Fury killed. Terrible trainer to me. I mean, if you get a man slept like that, then with your game plan, then your game plan needs to have needs to go to the back of the fucking. Do you know what I mean? Back of the fucking line. Do you know what I mean? Because let's be real, that's not a good game plan. Nearly getting slept like that and fucking most guys would still be asleep now with that shot. So that's not, with trainers, they're always trying to make themselves look good. How about getting your fighter? Sometimes the simple things work. Like Emmanuel Stewart, that's why he's the greatest trainer of all time for me. He gets a fighter, knows what his best attributes are, and concentrates on them. He doesn't try to make Klitschko look like fucking Sugar Ray Leonard on the back foot. Never going to happen. He gets a fighter, looks what his best attributes is. Same with Lennox Lewis. All right, he made Lennox Lewis quite boring at times, but Lennox Lewis was a very hard man to beat when he was on his game. So that's the best trainers, not these trainers that are coming up with game plans like Joe Gallagher. You lose the first 7, come on strong in the next.
Ben Davison.
Ben Davidson's game plan was terrible against Fury. What are you on about? On the back foot against a man like Deontay Wilder. Just sitting there, pop shotting the jab out now and again. Get out of here, man. He's going to time one right eventually, and he did. And let's be real, Tyson Fury, a fraction of a second away from losing all what he's got now. And that's just through bad tactics. You push Wilder back, you make him work, he falls to pieces. You don't sit on the back foot, pop shot in the jab out, open he doesn't land one. Because let me tell you something now, you do that against Wilder, you're going to be asleep. You're going to be asleep, and that's it. And Fury nearly found that out.
Who was Algieri's trainer? I'm going to let him out of the cage. He's in the cage right now.
Yeah, out of the cage. I mean, that guy needs to get in a fucking cage for them sort of instructions. I mean, let's be real. The thing is, in America, man, all you need is a pimp's hat and a gold chain. You can be a trainer guy. I mean, let's be real. It's ridiculous.
And I thought that was funny, Revolution, because when he said that, he got dropped.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, when you look at the history books and all the great fighters Panama Lewis is at, Panama Lewis was a terrible trainer. He couldn't even wrap hands. But he looked good. He sounded good. And he was good for the cameras. All right, he had people like Aaron Pryor and all them. You say, yeah, he's the man he is. No, he wasn't. He was a terrible trainer. Couldn't even wrap hands. That's what I'm saying, mate.
I'm sorry. But
go ahead.
What I was going to say is to go back to the thing with Loma and Loma and his father and their training relationship. It's almost as if Loma understands very pragmatically, you're my father and you created me. And I am basically a machine that you've created to achieve a task, and I'm gonna do what you tell me to do to get this shit done. You know, they have a very, very interesting relationship like that.
Who you on about? Lomachenko and his father?
Arena shit at an early age. He had to do gymnastics before he could box.
Yeah.
It's all been planned out over.
Yeah, but that's the old Soviet Union mindset. You know, this is bred in him, where. When they're good at something, their whole life becomes that. Boxers, let's be real, Lomachenko, his whole life is boxing. You know, I said ballet and everything to make himself a better fighter he would do. Where a lot of the Western fighters, like UK and the US fighters, when they're not in camp, sniffing coke, innit? Sniffing coke and drinking fucking San Miguel's. So this is the problem. The Eastern Europeans, like I said. I mean, Rocky actually showed what their mindset was in Rocky 4, where Drago was sitting there with all these fucking steroids in him on these machines, looking like an absolute monster. And that's how they do things, where our fighters, you know, they've got the talent, but when they're not in camp, they're sniffing coke and getting rat ass.
Him with over 400 fights, I find it hard to believe that he's going to struggle with Teofimo early. All kinds of styles. That Teofimo could show him anything that he hasn't seen already.
So true.
Look,
especially when you got 3 or 4 rounds and you're coming out to win the fight on points, and maybe you're fighting fighters that are going to go out there to knock you out because they know they can't beat you on points. So he's faced fighters that come out of the gate strong, like Teofimo.
When you're talking about the top guys in boxing, when you're talking about the top guys like Floyd, Lomachenko, Canelo, people like that, you've got to have a style to beat them. And that's just how it is. But boxing styles win fights, like they say, and it's true. You've got to have a certain style to beat them guys. You know, you're never going to
that in and out style. I was mentioning to Bucho, like the counter punching, like the Charlo Deontay fight, this kind of stuff, the counter punching. Because like the great Manny Pacquiao didn't even feel comfortable against a good counter puncher like Marcus, another all-time great. Because
probably a lot of fighters.
You get caught with a precise shot, right? So you don't feel comfortable darting in and out all the time.
Yeah, but a lot of guys, a lot of fighters, they'll go with a guy, right? And they'll try and outbox him when boxing is what they do. Like the world-class boxers. And you get some guy going there thinking he can outbox this guy. When you fight someone like Floyd, you do what Marcus Madonna did. You do what Castillo did. You know, you sit in the pocket, you throw lots of hands and open the land, because let's be real, Floyd's very difficult to hit. So you're going to hit arms and shoulders, but you just keep throwing like Madonna did. You don't try and outbox the guy. And
but if you're trying to outbox him, like maybe you can't. So like the counter punchers, the ones that don't throw a lot of punches, but all of a sudden you're starting in and out.
You're not going to outbox Lomachenko, Floyd Mayweather, people like that. You're not going to do it on the back foot. Do you honestly? What planet are you on? You're not going to do it. To beat them sort of guys, You've got to sit in the pocket and throw punches and bunches. That's why Madonna was causing Floyd all sorts of problems.
You're talking to me?
Anyone. I'm talking to anyone. Do you know what I mean? The thing is with Floyd, you're not going to sit on the back foot and out
for counterpunching, for a counterpuncher like Marcus, he would sit in the pocket, and I think Bucho agrees. He would fight you back. He would step on the gas pedal, even when he was hurt. Like if you're a good counterpuncher, but you're not retreating, I know what you're saying. But if you're standing your ground,
to beat
you
Floyd,
can catch somebody like Lomachenko, right? Like Linares did with the straight right hand.
Every fighter's got a way to be beat. Golovkin, when you talk about Golovkin, to beat him, you've got to also throw punches and bunches and in and out, get out of there. Because, like I said, he doesn't count punch, he just covers up, waits for you to stop punching. So that's how you beat Floyd Mayweather. You put on him, you throw as many punches as you can, you smother him, you swarm him, and you make it uncomfortable for him. Because you're not going to beat him on the back foot, pushing out the jab. That's not going to happen. Lomachenko's the same. With Lomachenko, you need to be good at range, good straight punches, the jab and the right hand, like Linares, like Pedraza, Campbell. These guys were causing Lomachenko problems because Lomachenko's small at the weight and he's having to come into the distance and he's getting tagged up with straight punches, and that's how you beat Lomachenko. There's always a way to beat somebody. That's what I'm trying to say.
You think they solved Lomachenko style already, Stu, or not yet?
Say again, bro.
You think they solved his style already? That they got the blueprint on it already?
It's not about I don't think they've solved his style. What it is, he's in a division now where he's at his limits. These guys are big guys, good boxers, schooled guys. You know, like I said, the straight punches are killers to Lomachenko because he's having to trying to get into the distance to throw his shots himself, and he's getting tagged up while he's doing it. You know, I mean, Pedraza was doing it, Linares, Campbell, all guys with long arms, good straight punches, very technically very sound as well, and that's why he had his problems. Crowler, another guy. Crowler's a guy that has to sit in and throw. He sort of like throws the hooks and the body shots, but never going to beat Lomachenko. Got pieced up, embarrassing to watch. But I think if you got them tools like Linares, but you've got to be a bit tougher than Linares. You've got to be able to take a bit of a pasting. And I think you could get to Lomachenko. I really do.
I think maybe where they saw the first Salido fight, because Salido came in overweight.
The thing is, Lomachenko, really but that Lomachenko-Salido fight, what people don't realise is they keep bringing it up, giving them some sort of satisfaction. But when you go watch Lomachenko, it was just an amateurish way of fighting he fought that night. Dreadful. He really was. I mean, he fought the wrong fight. But when he solved Salido out, it was probably a little bit too late for some of the judges. I mean, I had him just nicking it, but I weren't bothered Salido won it. But he let the rounds go away because he thought he thought it was on like an old school amateur scoring system where, you know, you flick out a nice jab and you know, that's enough. No, it's not. In pro boxing, it's a bit more than that. You've got to show ring generalship. You've got to throw classy shots. And I don't think he was doing that early on. I mean, he was getting manhandled at times by Salido. I think, but when he realised, when he got desperate, he started sitting in the pocket, throwing the body shots, throwing these short shots. And that's when all his best work is. Go and watch all his fights. That's where his best work is. I don't understand why he prances around trying to look good on the back foot. Get in the pocket and throw your best shots. That'd be my. And I think that's the problem with Lomachenko, man.
Yeah, and I don't think Salido ever came back. He might have came back, but I can't recall. I know the Axeman didn't for sure.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's
any other guys.
Salido's living off that still, isn't he? That's why he hasn't. It's one of them. Well, you know when you beat your friend on the play.
No, he's gone.
You know one of them where you beat your friend on the PlayStation for the first time in months, and you don't want to give him a rematch. You just
he went into the liquor store
about the
beer.
victory. That's what Salido did.
It all goes back to
and he was about 147 pounds that night, by the way. I mean, he made Errol Spence look small that night.
He still lost, though.
It's like, why would he want to take the rematch for millions, right? And because he was robbing liquor stores shortly after.
He ain't stupid. He ain't stupid.
Floyd would have never lost. Sorry,
you get away with murder once. You don't get away with it twice. He's not stupid.
Hey, Floyd would have never lost to Salido.
Lomachenko would have pieced Salido up badly in the rematch. Lomachenko learned so much from that. That's what the best fighters do. They always learn. That's why Floyd, let's be real, say what you like about Floyd, but whenever he was in a tough fight that was controversial, in the rematch, he made it clear who won. And that's what I'm saying. You learn on the job, and that's the best fighters do. Let's be real. Salido would have got pieced up in the rematch, and that's why he didn't want no part of it.
We have Jimmy on the line. Jimmy, are you there?
Yes, sir. How you doing, man? What's going on?
Welcome to the Kumite.
Hey,
What's on your mind,
Stu,
man?
good to hear you again, kid.
Stu, you went to get some tea?
What's that, bro?
No, I was just saying, good to hear from you again, brother. Good to hear you on the show.
Yeah, what are you saying, Jimmy? You're right, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm all right. I just said it was good to hear you on the show. You guys having a
Yeah,
hard time hearing me?
no, I'm
No?
all right, man. I'm having a problem taking my mute off. It's
Oh,
causing.
okay.
Yeah.
I
How
can
you
hear
All right.
doing,
you
brother?
fine
You
too.
right, man? Good to
Good,
hear from
brother.
you, man.
Good. Good to hear from you too. No, I agree with everything what you said, and to add to that, Salito was the best
Yeah,
loss
look,
he
look,
could have
yeah,
ever taken.
this is what this is what it's about with Lomachenko. Like I said, I think Lomachenko's beatable. I really do. I think he's beatable.
Well,
I'm
he's
not sure if
stretched to the
Teofimo
max with it.
Lopez is the guy to do it.
Yeah, he's stretched to the max. Lopez has the strength to stop him, I believe, but will he be able to time him? Does he have the discipline to time him? I don't know who
The
he's
thing is,
sparring.
yeah, the thing is with
But
Lomachenko, I see it with Crawler. There's just so much going on in front of you. You don't know what to do, and you just don't know how to react, so you do nothing. You sort of freeze. Walters did it.
exactly.
Lomachenko did it. Crawler did it.
That's
Where and yeah, that's it. 'Cause it's a bit like Tyson Fury, where Tyson Fury on his best, you just Klitschko sort of froze on the night because he didn't know how to cope with it, and that's how with Lomachenko. That's why he's so hard to beat, and I'm not sure
Remember
Lopez is schooled enough
he had
to cope
Rigondeaux
with it.
just literally at one point standing still. Remember he just kind of like Rigondeaux was kind of like a shoulder width length, just almost standing still. He gets a lot of fighters in that position because they become mentally exhausted because he's constantly changing. You know, whether it's his stance or his hand up high, down low. It's smart. He just does, keeps them off balance with that. That's a hard thing to time. When you got somebody both dancing into a groove, waiting to time each other, that's usually when it's going to be, back and forth. But yeah,
but
no,
that's the
he
thing, Jimmy. With the
yes.
coronavirus, who is he sparring? Does he get good sparring partner?
Well, with Lopez, I'm more concerned with that kid's state of mind, man. He's a loose cannon with a lot of fighters. It's a tough way to make a living. You know what I mean? He's got a very volatile relationship with his father. Has no problem making it public, and then on top of that, he goes and marries a girl that he says publicly his family didn't agree with. That always makes for lovely fucking dinner conversations. You know what I mean? You're living with your father. You know what I'm saying, dude? You look at it like you look at the real every day, like he shits, takes a bath, fucking sleeps, watches TV like everybody else. What he does for a living, everybody gets to watch. But all the same normal bullshit that makes us want to punch walls and get fucking angry over. He's living that, but he seems like he has a lot, but he's always involved in drama. You know what I mean?
And,
So I'm
and you know
curious
what,
if they pull
Jimmy?
away from that. Yes.
And that was like they just got married, and that was like the first incidences when he had all that drama going on. And those things usually don't get better; they get worse, right?
They get worse. And usually when the wife, remember, like everybody can relate to this, you get a woman who, I don't know if I've had a woman in my life that in the beginning, man, they were like super sweet to everybody in your life, your friends, your fucking, your family and everybody. And all of a sudden they get a little traction and they sadly try to almost isolate you. You know what I mean? Like they just become more confident in shit they can say. And believe me, if they just got married and there was already strife, wait till that bitch got her fucking claws in them. And she
Oh, and
starts
especially
taking,
with these negotiations, and they're talking money, and Teofimo feels like he's split between two worlds, between his wife and his father. This creates more. That adds to the fire. No, fuel to the fire.
he shouldn't be complaining about his payday, really. I mean, outside of that one shot, the first round knockout over the African kid, which I didn't think, I didn't give that kid Comey much of a shot, but really, if he's making $1 million, man, shut your fucking mouth, dude. You really gonna talk yourself out of this? Where you gonna go? You know what I mean? First off, you're pissing off your. If he doesn't make this fight happen, you think Bob's gonna be happy? The guy who controls his career because he signed with him, right? You know what I mean? That's his fucking. Bob can make things very ugly for you. I mean, he's done it to fucking top prospects before, man. You go through his history. This guy's back in the 80s. Fuck with Bob a little bit. Boom, just buries him. Fuck you. I'm not going to fucking try to get fights for you.
Top rank, they left a lot to be desired with those fights in the bubble that they did. There was hardly any good fights.
A lot of fighters don't want to fight without a crowd, and I don't blame them. Just the longer it goes, the more they start fighting out of necessity. But if I was a fighter,
I think the
I
thing
wouldn't
with
want to
boxing
fight.
is it's such a fucking dog-eat-dog world of boxing. One defeat sort of makes you forgettable, sort of. If you're right at the back of the queue, it's a long road back. I think this is why a lot of promoters are protecting these guys. Not good for boxing. Because like I've
Horrible for
always
sport.
preached, a lot of these young kids getting fucking fish food fed to them. And then when they're in there with some sort of guy that's got a pulse and wants to throw back, they sort of fold a lot. And that's when you see a lot of these kids fouling the final hurdle sort of thing. You know, I think
That's
it's
the
hurting
thing.
boxing.
The crowds are not coming back in 2021. They're not. 2022.
Well, if baseball and NBA are any indication, definitely not. I mean, after the original opening night, their numbers plummeted. Terrible. And you would think after people being locked in, they're looking for escapes. But I don't want to get political, but they went political, and nobody wanted it, and everybody turned their back on them. So
Yeah. I mean, I think the world's so fucked up. Do you really care who wins a basketball game or whatever? You know, this is where we are.
Did you see that explosion in Beirut?
The
well,
NHL,
sports
though,
is sort of like is at the back of our worries right now, and I think that's why it's getting pushed aside. Even the football. I mean, the Premier League football came back. I just couldn't watch it. There's no crowds there. This rubbish. You know what I mean? So I think all sports are suffering through this, and I think boxing's the same.
Yeah, and it's like, well, NHL, only one player out of the whole league nailed, and he got crucified online and shit, but they tried to, they don't want to bring that in. They don't want to make political statements because sports, like you watch sports to get away from that shit.
Yes.
Yeah, but the thing is, like I said,
drag that shit into it. Fuck you, man. I got no use for you. And to your point, though, Stu, about like getting fed fucking lollipops your whole career and then finally going up against somebody. I mean, for the most part, that's Deontay Wilder. He was pretty much a prospect until his 10th pro fight. The first guy he fought with had any fucking goods was Tyson Fury. That's crazy.
But that's why Chisora always, gives a good account of himself when he fights the top guys. Because he's schooled and seasoned. He's been in there with Vitaly and people like that, and David Hay, Tyson Fury. He's been in with all these guys. And like I said, if he's the sort of guy that'll find you out if you're not ready at the top level. Because that's through experience. There's a saying in boxing: if you haven't got a defeat on your record, you're not fighting the right people.
Yeah, it's not like that anymore, unfortunately. But I mean, that's not how people look at it. But it's true. You got to challenge yourself.
Same thing on the street, dude.
I'm starting to realize, though. Hang on, I'm starting to put two and two together on some things because there's some elements at play, right? Obviously, if Teofimo had more experience going into this Lomachenko fight, he'd probably feel a little bit more at ease. He'd probably feel more confident. At the same time, his weight is catching up to him, and that's like a ticking clock. So he doesn't have much more time left to get that fight. Now, really what you got to think about is down the line, because he's going to move up in weight regardless. If he beats Lomachenko, if he doesn't, who is he going to fight down the line that's, going to be his next big payday?
Oh, mate, 140 is his oyster for me.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Regis Prograde, Josh Taylor, Baranchenko, Postol. I mean, the fucking list goes on.
Yeah, and all those guys at 35 now are also going to move up.
Yeah, but they're all fucking very good fighters, and they're all going to test Teofimo. I mean, if he can, that'd be the better division for him because he's struggling at the weight of 135. I don't care. He's struggling, man. So for me, if I was a trainer of a fight, I'd say to him, look, you're giving your attributes away by moving up the division, but you're going to feel healthy and fresh. I mean, take the risk. A lot of fighters don't, they? They're just anything to get a fucking advantage over someone. I mean, look, some of these guys, man, draining down 30 pounds. They come in looking like Skeletor on the night.
That's why I'm a big proponent for NBA weighing.
Well, the thing is to think, though, like this fight with Lomachenko, this is a really big opportunity. Like this could be a big feather in his cap going forward in his career.
But the thing is, though, like
a legacy fight,
Yeah, legacy fight or not, Lomachenko. I just don't think Teofimo Lopez is schooled enough to handle someone like Lomachenko. I think I'm fearing the worst for Teofimo Lopez. I think this could be another schooling where it's going to be a long road back for him. You know.
So you really
This
might
guy,
think that it'll be
yeah,
advised.
because this guy's a young prospect. And he's a very dangerous guy. Why stick him in with someone that's going to make him look horrible? I mean, just build him up, and then, sometimes you've got to avoid fighters for the sake of your career, and that'd be my advice to Teofimo.
Yeah, I kind of agree, man, because he got the belt at 35. He can just look for that second feather in his cap at 40 and fight for a big payday because he becomes
it's like winning a title. It's like winning a title at light heavyweight and then wanting to fight Bernard Hopkins. I mean,
I want to see the fight, though. I want to see the fight. It's just not going to
do you any favors because he's just awkward and horrible. So you're just going to look messy on the night. There's certain fighters you have to avoid for the sake of your career. And this is the sort of one I'd avoid if I was in Teofimo's team. Wow. Look, Teofimo can throw a big shot. If he lands on Lomachenko clean, Lomachenko's sleeping. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. But the problem is, easier said than done landing on it.
Yeah.
So you're fine with Teofimo Lopez docking Lomachenko? Is that what you're saying?
I am for the sake, because I think Teofimo Lopez's career is in 140 division. I think that's where he's going to be his strongest and his freshest and his best.
That's the only reason.
Yeah, and I think he could give, like I said, a lot of these guys problems. Ramirez and all them guys, sort of thing. Taylor, Barenchik, I think you can give all them, Prograis, all them guys. I think you can give them problems because he's a big, strong kid, young.
Yeah.
And let's be real, he can fucking bang a little bit, and he's got a decent chin as well.
He's shaving too much muscle at this point, man.
Yeah,
too much
muscle.
Lomachenko's one of them.
60 pounds.
He's one of them fighters that you're not going to get paid too much to do it, and then you're just going to set your career back a while. For me, I just think he's going to go in there. He's going to freeze when everything just gets too much for him. He's going to get schooled, beat up. And then where? I think if you just move him up gradually, he's still a kid. I think give him 25, 26, he could be a real fucking threat. I'm telling you.
So you guys are saying that you're fine with Teofimo Lopez not fighting Lomachenko, moving up in weight, and then eventually years later, regret the fact that we could have seen this fight, but now just because he's 23.
Let's be real. Like I said, you nailed it on the head. He's a kid, right? And that kid is not ready for someone like Lomachenko, who's probably one of the most schooled fighters I've seen in a boxing in all of the years I've been alive. I mean, let's be real. It's a massive task for him. And it could be a task that finishes his career because I've seen so many fighters just get put in there in the deep end, crumble.
But you know what? For the sake of Lomachenko's career, I want to see it for Lomachenko's legacy because he's going to end up like Golovkin where they're going to say, oh, he didn't have that big win.
No, I agree. No, I agree. From Lomachenko's side, fight Teofimo Lopez. It makes a whole lot of sense. He's the new hype machine. He's a big, young, strong kid. Lomachenko beats him up. No one can say nothing. Of course. But I'm talking from
Can I just say something?
Teofimo's side.
Stu, you saying that Teofimo is not ready for Lomachenko, but who is ready for Lomachenko?
Look. I'm not saying Lomachenko's unbeatable. I'm not going to sit here and pretend he is. I'm just saying you need to have a certain style to beat Lomachenko, and Teofimo just doesn't have it. It's just one of them fights he'll never win. It's like David Lemieux trying to beat Billy Joe Saunders. It's just never going to happen.
Oh, it's not.
Stu, what is Teofimo Lopez going to do that Lomachenko hasn't seen in his 500, amateur fights and professional fights?
He's big.
I've never seen a problem with Lomachenko's chin as well. It's not like he's one of these boxers like, let's say, Junior Jones, who could outbox someone like Barrera, but when he gets caught on the chin, he's sleeping for a week. He's not one of them. He's got a decent chin as well. He can fight. I just don't think Teofimo has the experience and the tools to come through that.
The style that you need is like a Chavez Senior. You're gonna walk through everything. So Lomachenko's gonna throw in.
I don't even think that. I think the style you need. I think Terence Crawford has the style that would just be a nightmare for Lomachenko with the size.
That too.
That's why I didn't ever want that fight to happen. Yeah, that's why I didn't ever want that fight to happen because I just think Crawford's just too big, and too long and too smart. Terrible fight for Lomachenko. That's the sort of style. And like I said, that's why Linares caused problems with him, because Linares, say what you like about Linares, but his straight punches are world class, and that's what you need to beat Lomachenko.
Some of the prettiest combinations in boxing. His combination, fucking like.
There's always a style that can beat a fighter. Like I said, we always
the Floyd style too, right, Stu?
Of course, there's a style to beat Floyd. Madonna nearly pulled it off. Just wasn't.
No, but even the Floyd style would trouble Lomachenko.
Well, I don't know, because they're both like, a counter puncher is not gonna be.
That'd be a horrible fight. That'd be a horrible fight. It really would. I mean, Madonna when you watch the Madonna fight, he nearly pulled it off. Just wasn't good enough. Some of his shots were sloppy. He was hitting a lot of arms. You know, if someone brings that sort of style onto Floyd, but technically better, then I think that's the way to beat him. I just don't think you're going to beat him at range. Just not.
I want to thank Truth Son for his contribution. He says, I want to see Lomachenko against Teofimo Lopez, but I agree with Stu on this. Okay.
Yeah, look, Teofimo Lopez, give him another year. Look, get him up to 140, because I think the weight is going to be a problem for him. I'd put him up to 140, get him fresh, get him strong. He's going to be a problem for anyone. But if you put him in at 135 against Lomachenko, weight drained, disheartened after a couple of rounds, massacre.
Stu, he's young, he's strong, he's young, he's strong.
To go the distance,
hungry.
Even though he's weight drained, he might still be tough because he's not old, but he's going to take a beating.
Trust me, when you're weight drained, you do not want to be fighting someone like Lomachenko, because he comes on strong in the latter rounds.
Especially, he drowns you in the later rounds. Imagine that.
He starts sitting in the pocket and throwing the body shots, and these fighters they crumble. So if you're struggling at the weight, that's the last thing you need.
Guys, throughout history. Go ahead, Jimmy.
No, I hear people say bum rush him, or like Gonzalez said, like maybe like a Chavez style kind of swarm. His footwork are too good. He'll bulldog.
Yeah, I honestly don't believe that's the way.
Yeah, no, exactly. He'd sidestep you. You'd fall over yourself.
But that in combination with the chin, when you're still gonna get outboxed and beat up, like maybe Taylor was beating up Chavez, but then you still have a chance.
I'll tell you a style that Lomachenko would struggle with, like a 135.
Tank Davis.
No, 135 Vernon Forrest. That sort of style. That'd be a problem. You've got to be all about slick, straight punches. And you start throwing hooks and trying to go at the body. Lomachenko is going to start piecing you up. You've got to just keep it keep it simple with Lomachenko. I think the simple stuff is the key, but it's having the talent to do it.
Hey Stu,
the way Vernon Forrest dealt with Mosley, that's how you got to deal with Lomachenko.
He was strong. He's like a middleweight. He was 6 feet tall.
Yeah,
a lot of power.
Yeah, but these guys are big that are fighting. Lomachenko, he's fighting big guys. I mean, fucking out.
Now you're saying that Lomachenko is not invincible, and you bring up Vernon Forrest. Vernon Forrest. Like, is there anybody right now that you think?
No, I'm not. Listen, I'm not. If anyone, I'm not trying to say Vernon Forrest should come back and try and fight him. I'm saying that sort of fucking style.
He sees something.
The way he dealt with Shane Mosley that night. That's how you got to deal with Lomachenko. You got to keep it at range, and you got to keep it snappy, and you got to throw punches and bunches. That's what you got to do. If you try to start flicking out the jab and start using your feet, Lomachenko's going to work you out quickly.
Josh Taylor got a good chance like that. When you're mentioning Vernon Forrest, I'm thinking of 140, the guy closest to that.
Well, let's keep it at 135, guys, because we keep saying on this show that we don't want to see Lomachenko 140. We keep saying that he's too small at 135, actually.
So 140 is just a step too far.
I mean, progress.
He goes up to 140.
Look, the great Manny Pacquiao never felt comfortable darting in and out against a precise counter puncher like Marquez, and eventually he got knocked out.
Yeah,
that's
it's
the
like
thing. When you're a counter puncher and you're darting in and out, you can clip a guy coming in, a la Linares when he caught him with the right hand, right?
If you fight any man 4 times, the likelihood is he's going to get one on you, and that was Manny's problem.
Yeah, but even then, I don't think that Pacquiao felt entirely comfortable in any of the fights. Because Marquez is not the biggest puncher, but he's accurate. To where maybe he was kind of hesitant.
Listen, the thing with Marquez was nothing like. There was nothing great about what Marquez was doing against Pacquiao. because when Timothy Bradley, after Marquez knocked Pacquiao out, Timothy Bradley went in there and played with it. So look, what Marquez did, it's like anything. When you play someone or fight someone 4 or 5 times, he's going to work you out eventually, and he's going to count you and land one.
Yeah,
it's not.
But
rocket
he can
science.
work you out. He can figure you like a Marcus. He can figure out with you with one shot. Is you're coming?
Yeah, but why didn't he do it against Floyd?
He can work you out with one shot, and maybe that style. Even though Marcus beat up Bradley easily, that style that I'm referring to, when you're darting in and out.
Hang on a minute. Marquez did not beat up Bradley. Hang on a minute. Marquez did.
I didn't say. I said Bradley beat up Marquez.
Yeah, no, you said the other way around. I was going to say. I just had to correct
that's
you there.
Not what I
Bradley
meant. What I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say, yeah, we know that Bradley is a good boxer, and that style, you know, Marcus older, that style's okay. Yeah, he lost Marcus, but against Pacquiao struggled maybe because he saw a punch that he got hit with the punch he didn't see coming in between his swarming combinations, and that's what I'm saying. Even though Pacquiao is a greater fighter than Marcus and could give many styles more of a difficult fight, against Marcus, he had a difficult time because he got hit with the shot that he didn't see coming. That counter punching style might trouble Lomachenko.
Yeah, but when you fight Pacquiao, you're gonna take shots. You're gonna get hit. But Marquez had 4 fights, right, to time one on the button. Let's be real, Manny Pacquiao is like a wasp. He's in and out. He's in and out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
it's quite easy. Yeah, Manny Pacquiao is quite easy to read at times. Let's be real. You get, like I said, you get a nice counter punch, time it right. That's what Marquez did, but it took him 4 fights.
It's kind of like he's easy to read because he's very active. He throws a lot of punches and he goes in and out, in and out. If you're going to be that active, you're going to get more of an opportunity to read.
I think what it was, he saw Marquez. Marquez was close to being stopped. And I think he took Marquez for granted. He just went in there, I'm just going to throw a few shots here. I'm going to fly in. Marquez landed the punch from, wow.
And that's what I'm saying, Stu, that you know, Lomachenko, that's where I'm correlating it. And you're 100% right. Lomachenko is an active fighter as well. You're going to get a shot between all that activity to land the shot if you just hold off and be a counter puncher.
Yeah,
you're
but
going to have
that's
a greater
my point.
chance of losing. You're going to have a greater chance of losing because you're not going to throw a lot of punches. But yeah, you might read him in between one of his combinations, especially if he gets comfortable because you're not throwing punches.
That's my point.
You have to be a good time. You have to time him excellently. That's one thing.
Look, Lomachenko and Pacquiao fight very similar on the front foot. They fly in and out. They're in and out. If you can time them when they're coming in, you know what's going to happen. It's just the problem is timing them. Right? These guys are fucking schooled fighters. But I think with Pacquiao and Lomachenko, very similar. I think the sort of shot that's going to knock Lomachenko out is the one that Marquez pulled out.
And I was thinking that because we were speaking about Deontay fighting Charlo, and we were looking at that uppercut. Charlo's going to go, Deontay's going to go there actively seeking to land punches and volleys and punches on Charlo, and Charlo might just time him. You know, he might be losing the fight on points, but his chance of beating him is timing him with a punch.
Charlo's got a chance in any fight. Because when you've got a bit of pop, you've got a chance in any fight. That's why when Paulie Malignaggi was in, I just never picked him to win a fight ever. Because I just didn't think, I thought he was going to get beat up, and he just never had that shot that was going to get him out of trouble, did he? And when you haven't got that, boxing's a tough career. You know what I mean? You've got to have that shot that can get you out of trouble. And if you haven't, well, Chris Algieri will tell you. Malignaggi will tell you. Them sort of guys.
I can't even get behind.
Like you say, he can't punch himself out of a wet paper bag.
You've got to be able, like I said, you've got to be able to get yourself out of trouble. Look at Chris Eubank on the floor against Michael Watson, taking an absolute pasting, just been dropped, pulls out a shot from nowhere. Well, the rest is history. That's what you've got to be able to do in a boxing match.
What I understand is you guys don't want to see Lomachenko against anybody, basically, because none of them have a chance. None of them have a chance. I mean, I don't know who has the style. So what's the point?
Make it happen, but pay the guy a little more. Because this is going to be.
I'm just saying, I'd like to see him in there with Tank. I think Tank Davis is. Tank Davis, Lomachenko's the fight I want to see.
All right, so if that fight can happen, what are the options? See,
I think Tank's further ahead in his progress than Teofimo. I think Tank Loma would be the perfect fight.
Well, that's not going to happen anytime soon, I think.
Like
PBC, top rank.
Well, he's getting ready for him. He's about to fight Leo Santa Cruz.
I mean,
pay-per-view.
Tank Leo Santa Cruz is a good fight for me. I like that fight.
It's a good fight, yeah, especially at 130.
Yeah, but he's dragging a little.
Cruz has never been knocked out, and he throws like 1,000 punches.
The fight's at 130.
300 punches. He threw 300 against Gamboa, and he had a sitting duck in front of him.
I'm picking Santa Cruz in that one.
Like, whoa! Is this fight at 130 or 135?
130.
I think it's at 30. So I read something crazy that both of the belts are in the line, the 30 and the 35. I don't know.
How does that make sense? That's so ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what I read, though. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, I don't think it can be, can it?
Well, Sugar Ray Leonard did it, though.
They're making it at 130. It was supposed to be at 135, but then Leo Santa Cruz realized not a fucking imbecile. Good for him.
But Santa Cruz is the most boring. Santa Cruz is the most boring Mexican on the planet. There's nothing that excites me about that guy. I watch his interviews, I fall asleep. Watch his fights, fall asleep. Boring.
Alberto Ramirez, man.
Can we blame the PBC for this as well? Can we blame the PBC for destroying Leo Santa Cruz's career?
No, Santa Cruz. Trust me, Santa Cruz has a style that is horrible for Tank. I'm telling you that now.
Yep.
That's one thing. I might not know everything about boxing, but I do know about styles, and I think Santa Cruz will be a real hard fight for Tank. Because let's be real, when have you ever seen Santa Cruz look like he's going to get knocked out anytime soon?
Frampton, he got stunned, but he recovered.
Of course he did. Look, Santa Cruz can box, he can fight. He's just long arms. You know, he's got a good engine. Tank's very lazy. Tank could get outworked that night. I'm telling you. I'm picking Santa Cruz on points.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but Davis is maybe the biggest opponent he has ever faced. So, and he does have power. I don't know, I'm reading some of the comments.
He can win if he lets his hands go.
What are you talking about?
What about the PBC? They finally come back with a Fox program, a Fox fight. So again, Fox, everybody has Fox, right? Tens of millions of people.
Oh boy.
And what do they have as the headline? Isn't it? I mean, and I'm not dogging him because he's fought a bunch of all the top guys. He hasn't docked anybody. I don't mind him getting a fucking Chumi fight, but it's the headline. Porter and that fucking European kid, the German kid, nobody's heard of. That's gonna be on Fox primetime.
Porter's fighting a European guy?
Yeah, Porter just signed to fight somebody. It's gonna be on Fox August 22nd, I believe. I might have the date wrong. I don't know. I'm medicated, but I know he's definitely fighting some fucking dude from Europe.
Oh, I got it.
I believe Germany.
Hey, I didn't get your guys. Obviously, I hadn't seen you lot for a while. What's your opinions on this this Fury Joshua fight being signed for next year? Then
is it next year? I don't even know. I haven't been following it.
Yeah, apparently the fight's been signed and sealed for next year, June 21st.
June? Wait, hold on. What are you talking? Wilder Fury 3?
No, Joshua versus Fury.
Oh,
apparently.
Sorry. Okay. It's like they're dragging this shitty ass fight till June.
Plus, that's fucking psychological warfare.
No, this tells me, right? This tells me that. What did I say to you guys?
What?
Wilder don't want no part of that again. I told you he's going to find a way out, and he has done. That fight's not happening. I'm telling you that fight is not happening. Wilder has a lot of fucking building to do. Mentally shot and physically shot at the moment. You know, he needs a good, comfortable win to get his confidence back. Stick him in there, Fury again, he's going to get battered.
And it couldn't happen during a. I'm sorry, dude.
No, go ahead, Jimmy. I was just saying. I think this fight I think he's stepping aside and letting this happen. I really do.
Oh,
I agree. I don't think Wilder wants nothing to do with them, and I think being with this new chick too. I mean, all you hear about, he was a family man and blah blah blah, and all of a sudden he gets that little name recognition. He ends up with that fucking hoochie mama, and he's too busy.
Anyone close to Wilder that knows boxing will look at that and think, you're miles away from getting the victory against this guy. You need to
What is he gonna do
regroup, go
different?
back to the drawing board.
Oh yeah, what was he gonna do different? Hey, by the way, guys, we have phone call. We had a few phone calls. So let's get through the phone calls. 337, you're on the air. 337.
Yo, what's up? It's Dead Game Boxing. What's happening, fellas?
What's up, Dead Game? What's on your mind?
DG.
Well, I called because I wanted to comment on Leo, but then you guys started talking some nonsense and some foolishness about Wilder.
All right.
So it's like I must just set that straight. You guys want Wilder to pass on this fight.
No, we don't. We're not bothered, bro. We've already seen 24 rounds, and I've seen 24 rounds of it. No, actually, I haven't seen 24 rounds because I believe he got stopped.
Yeah, 7.
So, yeah. So look, I've seen enough to know that Wilder's just not good enough to win that fight. I mean, if you can't beat Tyson Fury at his absolute worst, coming off a coke binge, looking like fucking butterbean, then you're never going to beat him. And that's what I'm saying. Time to move on. We want to see Joshua Fury.
Excellent.
All right, go ahead, Dead Game.
I mean, Stu, you can use the name calling to make yourself feel better about what you're saying.
I'm not name calling you, bro. I'm not name calling you at all.
Go ahead, Dead Game.
In all actuality, there will be a third fight. Enjoy it. 2 top heavyweights. And I'm bomb squad all the way. And I'm going to leave it at that.
No problem with that.
I'm not going to pass up the fight, so get it out of your mind. It's going to be a third fight. Wilder's going to win the third fight. And then it's going to be more excuses from your end again.
To this day.
You just don't like Wilder. That's how I came across this.
No, look. Listen, I don't dislike Deontay Wilder. Let me finish.
You guys are some good guys, you know, but I have to check you sometime.
Yeah, of course, man. We don't mind. Listen, we don't mind being checked, brother. That's your right to ring in and check on us.
That's right.
Look, I've got eyes. I've got eyes. They work, bro. I've seen what's happened. I've seen everything I need to see. And I just don't see that's a competitive fight. I think Wilder-Joshua is a more competitive fight. Fury is just all wrong for Wilder. He had his chance when Fury went in there looking like a slob, and he still couldn't get the job done. Look, it's going to get worse next time, brother. I promise you that. Time to move on. Sometimes there's just a guy that you just can't beat. You have to move on. And I think this is the case of Wilder.
Well, okay, I respect that. And but what I really called was Leo Santa Cruz and Gervonta Davis at 130. It's going to be a very interesting fight. If Gervonta make weight, pretty good, because it's going to be hard to make weight. If he make weight and the fight goes on, I have Gervonta winning, but I think Leo is going to put up a very good fight. He's probably one of the top Mexican fighters in the game right now.
Not for me.
And we're going to have a very entertaining fight.
Yeah, not for me at all. I mean, Leo Santa Cruz is probably one of the most boring Mexicans I've ever come across in my life. I mean, everything about him is just tedious. I mean, look, this guy could have been a superstar.
Have you ever noticed his natural twitch?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
no, I'm
Twitch
asking
or not,
you. I'm asking
Twitch
you.
or not, he bores the shit out of me. I mean, look, the only decent fights I've seen him in was Frampton 1 when he was getting pieced up, and Frampton 2 where he actually learnt on the job and adjusted and actually put on a boxing clinic. I mean, I think if Santa Cruz comes with that game plan, I think if Santa Cruz comes with a game plan that he did against.
Look, just watch Santa Cruz without being biased. Find out what that natural twitch is and enjoy this guy's fights, man. This guy's very entertaining. He's very good. So you just a hater, dude. And I'm just let somebody else.
Hang on a minute. I'm totally lost here. You on about fucking twitches and hate? Look, where are we now? Look, this is the way I see that fight going. Tank Davis is going to have problems with Leo Santa Cruz. Let me tell you something now, because Leo Santa Cruz, he can fight with you, and he can also box on the back foot. Tank's got his work cut out. I'm telling you now. Listen, Tank's not knocking out Leo Santa Cruz. I don't care. And I'm not a Leo Santa Cruz fan. He bores the hell out of me. Every time I watch him fight, I lose about 5 years of my life.
Jesus.
You got to give credit where it's due. He's going to be a problem.
So that's all I was calling to say. We on the same page, and Bomb Squad, y'all have a
We've been fighting 400 and still fighting to this day.
All right, thanks for calling, man. Dead game, take care. All right, we got another phone call, people. 954, you're on the air, 954.
Hey guys, this is Jay again. How you doing?
What's up, Jay? What's on your mind?
Not much. Like the gentleman before, I was calling in at the Leo Santa Cruz Tank Davis thing, and then that Wilder was the subject when I came in. But I went to call before. I'm calling for the Davis Santa Cruz fight. So I'm still learning all y'all's names. The British gentleman. What's your name again, sir?
Stu.
Yeah, my name's Stu, bro. What's your name?
My name's Jay. Nice to meet you unofficially.
Nice to meet you, Jay.
You made a comment. You never
Go ahead, brother.
Thank you. Said that you never seen Leo Santa Cruz hurt, but I was going through his record real quick. When's the last time he fought a real puncher?
Abner Maris. No, I'm joking.
Frampton. For me, Frampton's a decent puncher.
Yeah.
I know where you're coming from. Like I said, but the thing is, when you start going down the light division, there's not many fighters that are big punchers. There's a couple here and there, you know, that are big explosive punches, but you're not going to get many big punches when you start dropping the weights down. Like Leo Santa Cruz he's not brilliant at anything, but he's solid at everything. If you get what I'm saying.
Good point.
I'll agree with that. He's a very busy fighter too, and he appears to have a good chin, like you said. I'm wondering if size is going to be the difference here, because Santa Cruz's first title was what, bantamweight, and now we're fighting junior lightweight, and Tank is coming down in weight, even though I don't have a lot of faith in him as an all-around fighter. You know.
Yeah, but the thing with Tank, like I said, I've always praised Tank. I've always praised Tank on this show. He was one of the guys I picked to be a real problem. Do you know what I mean? And he's just got stout. Look, not hungry enough for me. Not in the gym enough. He's blowing up like a fucking balloon in between camps. Leo Santa Cruz is one of them. Oh, he's boring. I'm not, but he's a dedicated, proper Mexican fighter where he's going to come in fit, he's going to come in healthy, and he's going to come to fight. And I think with Tank, if he turns up and he just doesn't fancy it on the night, Leo Santa Cruz will put it on him badly.
Yeah, I don't think size will be a problem because dimension-wise, Santa Cruz is bigger. He's like 5'7", longer arm reach, and Tank is like 5'4" or 5 or 5'5".
But Tank's a mesomorph. Tank's a powerful, thick neck fucking dude who can crack.
Yeah, Tank.
But now here's the problem.
Explosive.
Yeah, explosive, very, very explosive. But here's the problem: going down to 130. Remember, he had to take 2 tries to make 135. Okay, plus like Stu just said, he blows up. Right. So he's not going to have the same power at 130. Believe me, by the third round, that sucker is going to be guppying. You know,
the thing is, though, sometimes when you're at the world level, at the top of your game, and you come against some of these Mexican fighters, sometimes you've got to get the victory. You've just got to outbox them. You know, make it look fucking dirty and horrible at times, but just get the job done. The thing with Tank, I just don't think he has it in his arsenal. Tank's all about sitting there throwing bombs. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough with Leo Santa Cruz, because Leo Santa Cruz, he showed in the rematch with Frampton that he can learn on the job quickly and he can box on the back foot. And I just think Tank's going to start getting desperate, throwing all these fucking wild shots.
Yeah, it's true. He's not necessarily a counter puncher for a guy that doesn't throw that many punches. He tries to throw those bombs. He's not a precise, accurate.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, what's up?
What's up,
hey, Johnny?
What's up? What's up, Jonathan? We talking Santa Cruz and Tank?
Wait, let the caller finish his one. Jay, anything else?
Something came to mind while we were talking, and I don't know if Santa Cruz can add this to his style, but Tank's never shown the ability to fight going backwards. So we all are agreeing that Leo Santa Cruz is a tough cookie with a good chin and can throw a lot of punches and put some pressure on you. So what if he tries the Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson style? If he works his way in, ties up and walks Tank Davis back for about 4 or 5 rounds, to where Tank no longer has any forward momentum, what do you guys think will happen if that
No.
fight plan he
You've
carries
just
No.
give the blueprint. You've just give the blueprint on how to beat Tank Davis. You've just explained it perfectly.
He don't got the
Now,
punching power to push him back.
No,
exactly.
Yeah, he's small.
exactly.
That's the
That's
caveat.
exactly
Does
how
he
you
have the
beat
punching
Tank.
power?
That's exactly
He don't
how you
have the
beat
power
Tank.
though. Tank would explode forward. That'd be the
But look-
perfect opportunity for Tank to explode forward and throw his
Listen,
reckless shots and
if
catch.
you're putting
but
pressure on a
if he
punch and you're
shots and ties him up and walks
pushing
him
him back,
that's the
a lot of
question.
the times they get lost. And look,
Well, isn't that
He
a
had that
caveat?
power.
yeah, but listen, we want about. All right, put your fucking house on
60
Tank Davis
seconds.
stopping Leo Santa Cruz. Put your house on it.
Put my house on it.
Put
Nobody's
your house
gonna.
on it. If you
I
don't
wouldn't
come-
pressure
listen,
him. I got the longer arms. I would just box him from the edge of my wheelhouse. I don't have to pressure him. I just saw Bob 5'7", got longer arm reach. Just
Yeah,
from
how
the
is
edge of my
how tall
wheelhouse.
is
Look,
Tank?
let
Five
me
Throw
foot
a lot of
four or
punches.
some shit.
Tank Davis is like Deontay Wilder. You keep giving him opportunities, right, to land the shot. He's going to land one eventually. You have to do what Tyson Fury did to Wilder. You push the bully back. You put it on him. That's when that's when all that flab he's got on him, when he ain't cutting weight properly. That's when that starts to tell. That's when his heart starts to show. That's how you beat these sort of guys. You sit there flicking out the jab, hoping he don't land for 36 minutes.
10
Don't be
seconds.
surprised when you're waking up in an ambulance.
What's up, gentlemen?
Well, he's also fighting a southpaw, so the best way to try and get that to negate that. Sorry, Jay, I didn't mean to interrupt you. The best way to negate that is to go ahead and smother the punch and walk him backwards, because then there's no stance.
Of course,
involved.
brother.
I didn't know we were in the middle of a call there, Bucho. That's my bad.
Yeah.
Maybe.
What the
maybe
caller
I
just said there. Go ahead, caller, because what you just said there was spot on. Carry on.
That's no joke, man. He's gonna do. Yo, if he's smart. Hello.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay. My turn. Okay. So you want me to repeat what I said?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, just go ahead, bro. What you said was spot on. Just finish it off.
I think that's a different
I
color.
mean, we're talking height and reach. You're talking 5'7" versus 5'5". You're talking about the longer reach and all. Holyfield was 6'2", almost 6'3". Tyson's 5'11". 77 inch to 71 inch reach. So we had similar disparity with that heavyweight fight, and look what.
Yeah.
No, but it's not all cookie cutter.
Was reach a factor in that fight? Was reach ever a factor in that fight? No, it wasn't. Tyson, Holyfield sat in the pocket with Tyson and went to war with him, and Tyson fell to pieces. That's exactly what.
Can I say one thing to the caller's point real quick, if you guys don't mind?
Go ahead, John.
Sure, go ahead.
Thank you, Stu. It's been a while, brother. I hope you're well.
Yeah, good to see you, bro. You got some nice little haircut going on there. What's fucking going on, bro?
I look like a prime McCartney there, Stu.
You don't look like that, gun. But anyway, go ahead, brother.
I'm just fucking. But now, it's compared to Tyson and Holyfield. That's a totally different style matchup.
Yeah.
Both of them, that's a whole different. Leo Santa Cruz is a boxer, dog. Tyson liked to bang. Holyfield liked to bang. That's a totally different style matchup. And I got a 50 spot on Tank already.
You picked Tank to win. You picked Tank to win that, have you, John?
Yeah, somebody came to me. I don't even think it'll make it to 8 rounds. I think.
Yeah, listen, I can see where you're coming from, because if Tank's on his day is a formidable fighter. I love watching Tank Davis fight, but it's very rare he's on his day. That's the problem.
Well, the one thing is, Stu, I think he is going to get up for this fight too, because this is his first time on pay-per-view, A, B, C, and D, blah 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 blah. So I think he's going to come. He's going to come in sharp, and I don't think Santa Cruz makes it to 10 rounds.
Yeah, I said.
Let me tell you something about something else. Tyson Fury can also bang. That's why he went in there. Mikey Garcia can also bang. That's why he went in there against Errol Spence and closed the distance. Like Johnny said, he's a boxer. I just keep him on the outside.
Yeah, this is it. This is it. I don't know. Like I said, Tank Davis on his day is great to watch. I just love watching that guy fight. He's a little monster, isn't he? But the problem is with me, he's usually coming in overweight, uninterested. lackluster in some sort of fight. You know, some of these fights. So against Leo Santa
you know
Cruz,
what?
I think you got to be at your best.
Stu.
No, I want to say Gonzalo. I think you got to be at your best to beat Leo Santa Cruz. I think he's the sort of guy that if you ain't turned up, he'll find you out quickly.
He's exciting,
Hey guys,
Stu. I like Tank Davis too, but he's also been fighting really, really small guys, like that Ruiz guy. That guy was a bantamweight also. He's been getting highlight reel knockouts against small guys. I mean, his best win is Pedraza.
The
All right,
thing is, like I
guys,
said,
we got
we're the
another
sort
phone
of
call.
guys.
We got another phone call. So I just before the phone lines end, Jay, thanks for calling in. All right, take care. All right, that was Jay. We got another phone call. 516. You're on the air. 516.
Hey, BDA.
Yo, what's up?
What's up, buddy? First time caller. I love your show. One of 2 or 3 that I even check out. And I enjoy your show, man. Just want to say to Stu, hey, Stu, you Mama Luke, why is it that when you start talking about Frampton, you get all happy and stuff, but when you talk about Leo Santa Cruz, it's a different story. Listen, that fight that Leo Santa Cruz had with Frampton was a battle. Frampton is almost a mini Tank, if you really think about it. And
I agree, brother.
I'm not saying that
I
Santa
agree.
Cruz is going to be a favorite to win, but I think that if Tank comes off throwing bombs in the first 4 rounds, Santa Cruz is in trouble. But if Santa Cruz takes him to deep waters and tires him out, and with the experience and the fight, especially with Frampton, that he has those 2 bombs, battles, I think that Tank may lose, maybe by decision. In my opinion.
Yeah. Well, listen, I think that I totally agree with you. I mean, that's how Tank has to beat. That's what he has to do to beat Santa Cruz. I think he's got to sit in the pocket. He's got to throw punches and bunches like Frampton did in the first one. I just don't think Tank's going to be able to outbox Santa Cruz at range. But the thing with Leo, I mean, you said about me dissing Leo Santa Cruz. I mean, tell me when you've ever watched Leo Santa Cruz fight and thought, yeah, I'm going to go to bed satisfied.
Well, what I like about
Never,
Leo
ever.
is that
I mean, Frampton was,
well, Leo's a thinking man. Leo thinks he's a smart. Man
I mean, and he thinks just to sleep. That's the problem
Tank
with it.
doesn't have that.
Just
They haven't tested his heart either. Tank's heart hasn't been tested. For Santa Cruz can do that if he's smart to take him in deep water, and then he might be in trouble.
I just think he's the most boring Mexican I've ever come across in my life. He really is.
Yo, check this out, dog. To the caller, bro. I mean, I don't have nothing against Leo Santa Cruz. I thought he should have grown a pair and fought Gary Russell, but I think Tank is just too fast and too powerful for him, bro. And I think that he's got too many angles. He's got too much hand speed, and he's got too much power, dog. And I mean, but this is the thing. I wouldn't mind this fight itself if it was on like regular ass Fox or Showtime or whatever it is. But like the fact that they're putting this shit on pay-per-view just disgusts me. And fucking and Tank Davis has made a career off of pulling dudes up from 3 weight classes coming off losses, bro. He did it to fucking Jesus Cuellar. Here, I can go right down the line for you. Jesus Cuellar moved up in weight, Jesus Cuellar hadn't fought in 18 months, was coming up off a loss, and moved up in weight. Hugo Ruiz, they found that fucking kid in the middle of the jungle in El Salvador and paid him $500 for that fight. And he's
No, it's tough.
Yeah, I think the problem with Tank, he never built on the Pedraza win. He looked formidable in that fight. He looked great, and he just never built. He just sort of his career went stale. And this is the problem with all fighters. You have to build on good wins.
All right, caller, go ahead, caller.
Look, boxing is not only power and brute strength, it's also smarts. If you got the smarts and the heart to stay in there and play the game, play the chess game, that's what a good boxer would do that. Play the chess game and take him into deep waters and then score on Tank, dip, angles, step to the side, move, not get hit. He has a chance to beat him that way because of his
I totally agree.
The same way that Foreman, when Foreman came in, Foreman was not expected to win against Moore. Moore was a monster coming in, young monster, power, And what did Foreman do? Smart. The smarts again. Experience
Yeah,
also is a key to winning boxing.
To be,
Not only
to be fair, that Monster Mora. But to be fair, that Monster Mora sat there and took a fucking slow, straight right down the pipe, right on the button, and fell asleep. I mean, it was embarrassing to watch. Let's be real. Let's not go down that route.
Yeah, but look, I don't think Santa Cruz can drown him late. I think his best option is to start banking in rounds from the beginning because he's more active, throws more punches. Put rounds in the bank. And then later, if Tank can't knock you out, if he can't knock you out, you got enough rounds that you're gonna make it interesting to see what the judges are gonna give you.
I think Santa Cruz needs to take the sting off Tank's punches early. He just needs to, whatever it takes, whether it's fucking dancing around, flicking out a jab, holding, whatever it is, he needs to take the sting out of Tank's punch. And I think Tank's the sort of fighter that will get frustrated very quickly. He just doesn't look like he's that. He's got the mindset to cope with.
If Leo Santa Cruz does a Foreman move, like take him into deep waters and then take him out, that's how he did it. That's how he won. That's how he won. Smart.
But that's how he can win. That's how Santa Cruz can win, and I believe that's the way he will win. I think Tank will be very dangerous early on, but I think as the rounds go on, Tank's not a sort of guy he's not in the gym all year round.
Listen, if Leo Santa Cruz ties him out and he does a Fury thing on him, if he does a Fury move, elbow put his weight on him, elbow couple shots in his nuts and shit, does an elbow smash here and there. Hey, it's a fight, man. You gotta look out for you. But if he can do that, he takes Tank. I've seen this in the past, man.
I can see what you guys are saying, but the only way that Santa Cruz wins is a decision.
This is a mob game. This is a money game, and there's no fairness here. You gotta be on check. You gotta know your team gotta be on check when it comes to this kind of shit because this is a mob game. And this is a fight. This is to the death. So you got to come in prepared when you come into war. You know who's your opponent. And check that motherfucker. And don't complain when you lose. You know what I mean?
Every fight comes across a style that they just can't beat.
Let me say this. Let me say this real quickly, if you don't mind, everybody. Just here's Santa Cruz's best, bro. Use his range, use his distance, and maybe Tank will gas out in the late rounds.
Exactly,
and
bro.
Just try to outbox dog. He can't outmuscle him. The kid's too powerful. He can't outmuscle him.
Yeah, I agree with Johnny.
You sit in there. You sit in the pocket. You sit in the pocket and trade hooks with Tank Davis. You're going to sleep.
You're a dead man. You're a dead man.
And he's
you're not going to knock him out because he's just going to shell up and counter you. Tank is.
And he's a slender dude. He can try to lay on Tank all he wants. I mean, Tank's neck is the size of Santa Cruz's thigh. You know what I mean? Little skinny Santa Cruz isn't going to tie her out. You know, he isn't going to tie
No. From the outside. Boxing from the outside.
No, I know. I'm saying trying to lay because the caller mentioned like laying on him and trying to
that's not Santa Cruz though. That's not Santa Cruz though, Jimmy. When have you ever seen him take the legs from someone by leaning on him like Klitschko or Fury? That's just not him. If anything,
a 12-year-old boy. That's what you know what I mean. Let's be honest.
If anything, if I was Santa Cruz, if I was his trainer, I'd say just keep it at distance, keep it at range.
Hey Jimmy. Speaking of 12-year-old boys, did you hear about the LDBC kid?
I heard some kind of pedo bullshit, man. I didn't hear about it. I actually fucking turned on YouTube on my widescreen, and there was your face. Fucking Johnny boy angry. I hit play, and man, you went on a fucking tirade. It was funny. I had Chicago yelling through the neighborhood. But
fucking degenerates.
Hey,
bro.
fuck Johnny, if your fucking hair gets any longer, you'll be doing the L'Oreal adverts, man. What's going on with that?
Dude, I needed shaved, dog. My dad's just so sick. I don't even want anybody touching my head right now. I don't want no fucking germs because he's got the cancer and all that other shit. So I'm like, you know what? I'm almost 30. I was like, fuck it, I'll let it grow out one more time.
Dude, hit it, dude. I didn't know that about your dad.
It actually fucking suits you, bro. It makes you look more intellectual.
When I got a shadow fade, dog, I look like I'm in the fucking Latin Kings.
Thanks, nice show. Enjoy your show and keep it going, BDA. Good luck, guys. Bye.
It's Bucho, but thank you for calling, man. Take care. All right.
Hey, yo, Bucho, real quick.
Yeah.
You should poll the audience, poll the chat about what food I should make for the upcoming episode.
Well, go ahead and present this idea to the people.
What's this fucking Revolution's Kitchen Nightmares or something? Get out of here, man. We're talking boxing here, bro.
Nah, sir, nah. No, this has been approved by the Board of Entertainment, PDA Entertainment. The side.
Hang on a minute, I'm on the board and I heard nothing about this.
Like, BDA,
You were on
Paul London
vacation.
won, that's fucking gay. He just quit.
Well, whatever it is, I'm
vetoing it.
yeah.
I
I'm
was
postponing
vetoing
it,
it.
whatever it is.
Revolution, when I get home, I want fucking chicken parm, it better be ready or you're getting the belt. You understand me?
Burnt steak.
Make me a soup. Make me a soup.
All right, I'm taking orders. I'm taking orders here. Okay, soup of the day. Soup of the day. We got split pea.
Why, you a chef, dude? That's what you do?
I actually applied for a fucking job as a chef today at a hospital.
Hey, Revolution, can you tell me where you work so I can avoid it?
It's all right, man. You just don't go to this hospital.
You fucking cook hospital food.
Well, what I'm working on now.
Yeah. No wonder
I'm a
the
decent
numbers
cook
are fucking
myself.
high in America.
Yes, okay. I just put in the chat, Bucho. You want to put up on the screen those two options there? I got tacos, or I got what I'm calling the Super Value F Deluxe with cheese. It's all gonna be boxing themed.
I mean, is there anything? The thing is, though, with anything with Value Ev's name in it, it's not whetting my appetite. I look at that ugly man.
Ew, that's...
When I look at him, I just don't want to eat. So you need to change it.
This fucking thing is gonna be as tall as fucking Value F. It's gonna be massive. And it's gonna be enticing.
Hey, can I ask you guys what you
Pull
think
the audience and let's see what it is.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
Well, to piggyback off what Johnny was saying about the pay-per-view, how do you guys think this thing's going to do? And listen, that's another thing too, right? This is Floyd. This is a partnership between the PBC and Floyd, which is basically it's all PBC. Because like I've said from the beginning, Floyd is he's a big intricate part of that fucking. That's not why he's not even trying to hide anymore. He says we when he's talking about the PBC. It's almost like, so my point is this. Yeah. He's his only number one fighter. Who do you think is going to win that fight if it goes to decision? How bad would Santa Cruz
What fight are you
have to
talking
beat
about,
him
Jimmy?
to get it? I'm saying if it goes to the decision for Santa Cruz.
Yeah, but what fight are you talking about that goes to the decision?
I'm sorry, Davis Santa Cruz tanked Santa Cruz because that's Tank's Floyd's guy, right? He's Floyd's only really number one guy, his money making guy, and right now he's the first PBC guy trying to make a pay-per-view stand on his own without outside power.
Let's be real.
Right now it's going to have to really school him, I think, to get a decision because I think if it's even close, I think Tank's getting it.
Yeah, to be fair, if I'm Al Heyman, I'm looking at which guy do I want to keep, Santa Cruz or Tank Davis. I'm
25 or 32, right?
I'm picking Tank every day of the week. Santa
Cruz.
Cruz.
What you described, Santa Cruz, right? I mean, if he retired 2 years ago, would anybody even have noticed? I mean, to be honest, I mean, this fucking exactly. So, of course, PBC, he's on the way out the door. I mean, he's that kind of a has-been who really never was, almost kind of status.
Yeah, I mean, if you're suffering from insomnia or struggling to sleep at night, just go and watch a Santa Cruz interview. You'll be out cold for a week. I mean, the guy is dreadful. There's just nothing exciting about him. Even when he fights, man, he sits there, just gets the job done. Nothing exciting about him.
Stu, that fight with Tank Davis against Gamboa wasn't necessarily an exciting fight either. People were booing in the crowd.
Yeah, of course they're booing, man. I mean, fucking hell, I was booing before the fight was even made. Come on, man, let's be real.
They both fucking.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Santa Cruz. Like I said, Santa Cruz he's a hard man to beat. He's very talented, but just nothing excites me about that man. Nothing at all.
I'm with Stu. That fucker doesn't do anything for me at all whatsoever.
In my opinion, I don't think he has the power to push him back.
Nah,
I don't think he's going to have the power to push him back. I could be wrong, but that's my opinion.
No, don't have the power to push him back.
Let me say this. I can deal with I can live with Danny and Spence being on pay-per-view just because aside of Wilder, that's their other pay-per-view guy, whatever. I don't mind. I like the Charlo card. I don't have any fucking issues.
Oh yeah, I like that card. I like that card.
Yeah. Those two I don't have any issues with, but this fight here fucking sucks elephant dick. So yeah.
It's all right. It's a good boxing.
Yeah, but for $90, fuck.
What? Hey, Tank Santa Cruz is $90.
They should be paying me to watch that fucking thing.
Dude, I wouldn't spend $90 on a ticket. I'm being honest, dude. He's dragging up another fucking little guy.
Santa Cruz. I mean, how can you look? Good luck trying to build Santa Cruz up in the build-up to the fight. I mean, you put a glass eye to sleep, showing clips of him. I mean,
no, but if you fought,
will Mexicans buy the fight?
The way I like boxing, the way the Mexicans fight. I love Mexican fighters. Always enjoy watching them fight. That's how I want boxing to be. Obviously, there's different styles. You can't be a snob, but when I watch Leo Santa Cruz, it's just nothing excites me about this man. Nothing.
Even Oscar Valdez. I'm a big fan of the kid because he's never in a dull fight. He ain't the greatest, but again, you don't have to be. I don't have to be. You don't have to be some fucking pound for pound star for me to be a fan of you. Just go out there and let your nuts.
Valdez is very exciting. Valdez is well exciting to watch because let's be real, he looks very good when he's throwing punches, but he just can't get out of the way of them, so he's getting hit as well, and it's exciting to watch. Leo Santa Cruz, I think with him, you get 60, 70% out of Leo Santa Cruz. I don't think he's ever shown us his best because I know the guy.
He throws a lot of punches. I think he
never changes
90%.
Yeah, there's no variety in the punches. It's just the same old
exactly
nonsense.
Same. He twitches that. He's got that Tourette's. He's got that Tourette's thing going on with his fucking right, his wrists. He starts tweaking out. I don't know. I guess that's supposed to mean we're supposed to look that up to find out what's going on there.
But I think like I said, I think with him, I think people underestimate how good he is because he's just dreadful to watch.
He's like a gym rat. He's type one of those dudes who's always gonna like to box and get hit, whatever. But
look how he learned against Frampton. I think Frampton pieced him up in the first one, but I thought he schooled Frampton in the second. That shows what a good world class fighter is because you always learn from your defeats. So he's but he just has he ever got out there to show excitement for the fans? Everything's just laid back and lethargic, isn't it? It's just.
Hey guys.
I wouldn't agree with the lethargic part because he throws 1,000 punches.
Yeah, but throw 1,000 punches, but with nothing on him, man. And let's be real, nothing.
Yeah, you don't have a choice because you don't.
Well, that's how they hypnotize you. That's how they hypnotize you by doing something repetitive in the same speed.
I'd rather see
that literally makes you groggy.
I'd rather see one world class punch than 10 nothing punches.
It's
All
like
right,
similar to
can I just say
Gilberto Ramirez.
Gilberto Ramirez.
You don't have a power.
Yeah. Well, at least he's not as bad as.
I think that's Lomachenko's problem.
I don't think he's
throwing a lot of shots away, doing nothing. I think when he sits and grits on his gum shield and sits down on his shots, these guys start to fall to pieces. He makes it hard.
Okay, hold on, guys.
Distract the fighters from the power shots.
Two things. One, I don't think he's as boring as El Titre Vasquez. Now that guy was boring as fuck. Remember?
I know him.
What about Miguel Vasquez?
Yeah,
I know him.
You know him?
Yeah, I think Miguel Vasquez. Yeah.
All right, guys. Brian Harkin has something. Brian, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Up? Yeah. What's on your mind?
Okay. We got to remember Leo Santa Cruz is coming up from 126, and Tank Davis is coming down from 135.
Yeah.
So
somebody mentioned.
Yeah, but Santa Cruz is huge.
Also, Leo Santa Cruz reminds me of Wayne McCullough. Volume and punches, but no power.
Yeah, he's a little bit better as well. Let's be real.
Let me just say this real quick, because Stu brought the name up real fast. With regards to Loma and Teofimo, I don't give a fuck what anybody else has to say. It ain't Bob being cheap. None of that other shit. Everybody's got to take a fucking pay cut. It's a fucking worldwide crisis. And after all that shit Teofimo talked, if he don't get in the fucking ring with him, he's a fucking punk. Period.
Yeah, but Johnny, don't you think though don't you think he's using the price as an excuse to duck the fight? I think.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm getting at, bro. After his whole career has been built off this moment, talking shit about Loma the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
And if he pulls out, I don't give a fuck what they're paying him. If he doesn't take that fight, he's a fucking pussy.
Yeah, he has been.
The last time I saw someone, hang on a sec. Last time I saw someone chase someone so bad was David Haye when he chased Klitschko, and look what happened in that fight. So you know what I mean. Be very careful what you wish for.
Let me just say this one more
I don't
thing.
think Teofimo.
Hold on, one at a time. Hold on. Johnny,
Brian,
Johnny,
Brian,
go
hang
ahead.
on 1 second. Brian, hang on 1 second. Let me just
Go
finish
ahead,
my
man.
point. Here, every fucking interview this guy and his loudmouth fucking father do, every interview, Loma's a pussy. He's a coward. He's a bitch. We'll smoke that motherfucker in 2 rounds. Blah, 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 blah. Now you're getting your biggest purse ever and you don't want to fight him? Go fuck yourself. Get the fuck out.
Yeah. I don't think Teofimo can make 135. I think he's talked so long, and at this point, he's just getting too big for the weight. I think it would be a struggle for him to make 130.
Every interview, Loma's a pussy. Loma's a coward. Loma's this, Loma's that. We're going to fucking beat the shit out of him. Then you're getting $1 million to fight him and you don't want to fight?
Yeah.
Fuck out.
The problem is with Lomachenko. The problem is with Lomachenko is he's not a big draw, and a lot of these guys think he is, and they're outpricing themselves to fight him. Lomachenko's not a big draw, bro. I mean, Eddie Hearn said that he actually lost money bringing Lomachenko to fight Luke Campbell. He lost it.
But and hold on. And that's my point also, Doug. Neither one of these guys have been on pay-per-view before. Y'all are thinking this shit's gonna do 500 fucking $1 million pay-per-view fights?
Yeah,
No,
it's gonna be like
it's gonna do 100 or 200 grand. That's it.
Nah, there's too much hype behind it, Johnny.
Gonzalo,
the people want to see the fight.
Hold on.
I agree. I agree with Gonzalo. I think it'll probably do 3 or 4 because there's a lot of people that want to see Lomachenko get beat. So it's a bit like the Floyd. It's a bit like the Floyd. I mean, most of Floyd's viewers were there to see him get beat, weren't they?
Okay, well, now check this out. Check this out. Wilder Fury 2 only did 800 and some fucking pay-per-view. 1,000 pay-per-view buys. Pacquiao Thurman only did 500,000. You think Teofimo and Lomachenko, both who have never been on pay-per-view before, is going to somehow fucking
but the thing is,
whip them fucking million pay-per-view buys out of the rest? No, doesn't work.
But there's a difference. A young Latino fight. Them Latinos get behind their guys, man. They'll turn up. They'll turn up whether you like it or not. They'll be there. Look, I got a feeling it'll do all right. But it's not going to be massive numbers.
Yeah.
I think
Can I say
somewhere
something
between
about
2 and 3.
Only the hardcore boxing fans want to see that fight. The casuals don't have a fucking clue who Teofimo is, and only a few know who Lomachenko is.
Lomachenko is not a draw in America. I'm sorry to say,
no, he's
it's
not.
ridiculous. He's not, bro, and he has to have a dance partner. Teofimo's, he's making a lot of noise. The Latinos will be behind him. The LDBC will definitely tune in to watch him get. Hopefully they'll see him get beat. So yeah, it's going to make half decent numbers. But Lomachenko, if you want 3 or 4 million to fight Lomachenko, then forget it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, and Stu, that almost kind of proves my point, dog. Neither one of them are these huge fucking superstars, dog. Neither one of them.
No, they're not. No.
Yeah.
But it's Timo who's pulling out, right?
Listen, look how much fans Lomachenko had in the UK. How he was sort of like treated like a hero.
No, did we just lose to? I think we lost to. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Eddie Hearn lost money with that Lomachenko fight.
Okay, good. So they don't need to be on pay-per-view then.
Okay, so Johnny, boy, you believe that Teofimo Lopez is talking and that 1.2 million is enough?
That is a coward's fucking move right there. His whole career, like I say, every interview the kid's in, him and his dad, fuck Loma, he's a pussy. We're gonna fucking do this and do that and do this.
Yeah, no, for the last year he has been fucking clout chasing him big time.
Teofimo said he'll fight him for free.
Yeah, but it's the fashion. It's the fashion to call out Lomachenko. I think he's just jumped on the bandwagon. Had no intentions of fighting him.
Yeah, but you still want to get paid, no? Like you still.
Of course you do. I mean, listen. I have sort of sympathy for what Teofimo is saying because this could be make or break on his career. Lomachenko's the sort of guy that could finish your career.
Yeah,
but no, for me, like I said, there's no turning. Where's Nicholas Walters? Has anyone seen him? Where's Rigondeaux? Where are these guys?
He's
Well,
sleeping.
just beat up on some
sleeping.
chump the other.
I'm not interested in that. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm
Yeah,
not interested in that at all.
nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Yeah,
I forgot
what I'm
about
saying
it.
is, though, Lomachenko is the sort of fighter that can actually take your soul from you.
Yeah.
And there's no way back.
So he needs to get paid properly then.
Well,
Of course he does. I understand. Listen. I understand. He's using that. He's using that as an excuse to duck the fight. Because if he wanted it badly, he'd take.
Pucho, let me.
What does he want? So what does Teofimo want? Does he want a 50-50 split? Because if he wants 2 million for the fight and Lomas getting 3.2 million for the fight, is Teofimo worth 1.2 million less?
I don't know. I'm just asking questions, Johnny boy. Don't get mad at me, man.
No. I'm not. I'm saying my point is though, all these dudes have to take pay cuts. You all have to do it. Canelo has to do it. Crawford has to do it. Tough shit. Bite the bullet and fight the motherfucker.
Yeah, do you know Lamont Peterson, right? Lamont Peterson got paid $40,000 to fight Amir Khan.
Yeah,
he stepped up, fought his heart out for 40 grand. Yeah. Because do you know why? Because it gave him opportunities in the future to get big fights, to make his money. You've got to take your opportunity. Rigondeaux didn't. He let that boat sail past. He thought he could just stink the joint out, throwing 6 punches around. No one cares about him anymore. You've got to, when you get your chance, you've got to shine. You've got to take chances in the boxing ring. That's it.
100%.
Well, that's how you take. That's when somebody starts asking for money when it's like the fight's pretty much inked, and all of a sudden they start pulling back because of money. That's telling you right there that they're not as confident. They want more money.
Do you know Anthony Joshua, right? Do you know Anthony Joshua basically gave away 75% of the purse against Charles Martin? Do you know why? Because he looked to the future. That guy, Charles Martin, the guy couldn't even get a fucking pair of shorts that fitted him. He was never going to beat Joshua. Joshua, but that's what you got to do. Sometimes you got to take a pay cut to get a pay rise. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but Teofimo Lopez is probably not
the
going to
highest
win
payday
that
of his
fight.
career.
Hold on, go ahead, Gonzalo.
He's not going to win that fight. And look, if you value yourself low and you lose the fight, what are you going to command in the next fight? If you value yourself high and you lose, but you still give a good effort, you can still claim a lot of money in your next fight.
You can win with
any fight. Yeah, but any fighter that turns down a fight and uses money as an excuse, he's using it to duck.
And again, this kid's whole career has been built.
But Johnny, I'm not interested in really knowing if he's a pussy.
Let Johnny Boy finish. Let Johnny Boy finish.
He could be a pussy, but just pay him so we can watch the fight. I just want to see the fucking fight.
Well, there's no money.
It's going to take pay giving him the money. We'll pay him so we can watch it.
But what is this ain't fucking live, eh? Bob Geldof's not going to start singing us a song. This is business, bro.
All right, hold on.
This is business. Bob Arum still has to make money.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe there is some money. Maybe there is some money. Exactly. Maybe you don't think Bob Arum made the calculations and went like, okay, how much are my profits for here? And he's like, okay, fuck. I mean, I have to pay Teofimo 1.2. That's
Come on, that desert goblin knows to the penny.
Bob Arum, mate, fucking senile.
All these little kids, all these little kids at lightweight, Haney, Tank, Teofimo, and crying bitch ass Queen Ho pussy Ryan Garcia. All these kids with the big mouths and the soft asses just need the dog shit slapped out of them. That's what the problem is.
Yes, I agree.
They got big mouths. They got big mouths. Ryan sitting here talking. Linares never talks. He never talks. Right? He got so sick of Ryan Garcia's shit. He said, "All right, motherfucker, then let's fight and find out." And what happened? He ran away. Just like he's doing to Luke Campbell right now. Then Oscar says, "Here, I'll give you 200 grand to fight this fucking retard." And he says, "No, I want more money. Go fuck your mother." Yeah.
See, what did I say about Ryan Garcia? I told you this would be the problem when everyone was fucking like hanging off his nuts. I said, look, this kid, he's going to start believing his hype, and he's going to think that he's too good for everyone, and he deserves more than what he gets. And look, he's turning fight after fight after fight. And look, Luke Campbell for me would have been the best fight for him to see where we were with him. If he'd have come through that, then he's ready for the top boys, because Luke Campbell's like that sort of gate.
I don't know why Oscar's fucking with him. I'd kick him the fuck to the curb.
He's just trouble. He's trouble.
So high up there, it's fucking
just look at Oscar's history and his dress sense. Then you'll know that there's a reason why he's fucking hanging around Ryan Garcia.
There's something more.
He's worth a lot of money. Eddie Hearn would scoop him up in a heartbeat.
What would Eddie Hearn do? Hey, hold on. Let's say Eddie Hearn did that. Wouldn't it be the same type of bullshit drama going on?
Exactly.
Yes.
You have to deal with that same bullshit.
Hearn can't force people to get in a boxing. You just can't do. You can't say, "Hang on a minute, here's the crack. You're getting this, and you're going in there with this guy." Don't work like that. Boxers, listen. The thing with boxing, because a lot of fighters live in fear. So every challenge that they get put in front of them, they're constantly thinking, "I'm going to get beaten," and that's why a lot of these guys don't fancy fucking taking a chance. Boxers, like I said, let's be real. Say what you like about fighting, but even when you fight in a fucking field somewhere and you got people watching you, it's very nerve wracking, isn't it? You don't want to be sleeping in front of someone.
How would I know?
No matter how many people. So as a boxer, I mean, let's be real. With the internet around, if you could be an Amir Khan meme very quickly, and I think that's what a lot of fighters are starting to. Well, yeah, he's a bit dangerous. I'll give that one a miss. What's fucking What's Kevin Bum Bum Johnson up to? Does he fancy it? You know what I mean? One of them ones. Don't want to fight the best.
It could also be that he hangs out with Canelo, and then Canelo he gets the money. So Ryan, it could be perceived that Canelo kind of bullies De La Hoya. So I mean, he wants to be his own boss.
But Canelo and that
De La Hoya's
yeah,
boss,
but
right?
what the fuck has...
De La Hoya should be thankful. De La Hoya should be thankful that Canelo's kept him on, because Canelo is a powerful guy and he could make his own promotion. De La Hoya. Golden Boy Promotions is actually living off Canelo money, because let's be real, who else have they got that's worth a fucking damn? Nobody.
Well, I don't know,
say
man.
right now, Virgil Ortiz. I would say, right?
Yeah, fuck Ryan Garcia, man.
Listen, Virgil
Ortiz
is
just one
very
guy,
dangerous.
but it's just one guy, though.
Yeah, but put Virgil Ortiz on pay-per-view and see what numbers you get.
Nah, but the thing with Virgil Ortiz, he has the talent. Right?
Yeah, yes, but you've got to build these fighters up. You can't just, you've got to build these fighters up. Listen,
well, no, you will not take time, but the thing is, listen, with Ryan Garcia...
most Mexicans don't even know who Virgil Ortiz is.
Stu, no, but Stu, here's the thing, Stu. Do you think at some point, Mexicans are going to get behind a guy like Ryan Garcia? Come on.
I don't believe that. I believe Mexican Americans and Americans are getting behind Garcia because
if he's continuing winning and not getting first and
exactly,
foremost,
Gonzalo.
Listen, let me finish. Most Mexicans are alpha males. They don't want to see some little fairy wearing mascara, showing a six-pack on fucking Snapchat. They want to see ugly warriors like Eric Morales sitting there with his nose.
Exactly. Thank you, Stu. Thank you, Stu. Listen. I've fucking beaten the shit out of more Mexicans than Ryan Garcia's ever met in his life. Okay.
Well, what I'm saying is
Mexicans are out. Listen, most Mexicans are true alphas.
Exactly.
How many homosexual Mexicans do you know? Not many. They're true alphas, right? They're all about.
Go to Tijuana.
Yeah, but Ryan Garcia's not that guy. But Ryan Garcia's not the guy.
He might be the pretty boy, but if he fights like an alpha and keeps fucking motherfuckers out,
you're starting to worry me, Gonzalo. You are.
Can I say something?
No, what's to worry if he's knocking fools out in the first few rounds?
Out of control.
I mean, there's not that much to say about
Hey, listen. The thing is, though, them fucking chumps he's been fighting, I'd have sparked out myself. So get out of here, man.
Yes, I agree. But in the future, we don't know that. That's a big question mark. Just like you're saying, you. I don't know either, but that remains to be seen.
Listen, look. I don't think he's the sort of guy that Mexicans are going to attach to. They like that. Look at Chavez Senior. I mean, he's fucking had a head like a fucking rock. Like nothing. It's very. They're the sort of guys that Mexicans get onto. Not these fucking pretty boys. Like, I'm expecting him to burst out in a fucking. Enrique Iglesias song or something every time I look at him. Get out of here, man.
There's pretty boys that can fight too. There's pretty boys that can fight too.
Listen, but he's proved nothing. He's who he is because he gets his fucking little. What is it? A six-pack?
So he sucks now. He sucks.
A one-pack.
He's a pussy.
13-year-old girls don't watch boxing fights.
I'm not saying he sucks, but let's be real. I mean,
that's what you're saying. He sucks.
Let me say.
All right then. All right.
Let me say something.
He's
Gonzalo.
not worth watching.
Let me
Gonzalo.
Let me say something.
Yeah.
Let me just say this. What Stu is saying is that the hardcores, the Mexicans, and you know this as well as I do, Gonzalo, they want to see blood. They want to see ugly fights and with ugly motherfuckers. And you know that too, Gonzalo, as well as I do.
They don't want to see. They don't want to see these pretty boys.
Stu, just let me finish. Stu's 110% right. They don't want to see this little maricon running around the fucking ring. No,
with his looks.
Well, what if he
keeps
keeps
fighting exciting fights?
If he knocks out Linares, man. Hey, what if he knocks out Linares?
I don't care. Listen, you could look like fucking Antonio Banderas. If you go and fight in like Victor Ortiz, you're gonna get fucking pelted out of the fucking ring like the Mexicans did to Victor Ortiz. Do you think they give a shit? Oh well, I'll back him. Yeah, he's real good looker on the eye, isn't he? Oh, get out of here, man.
Yeah, you can look like fucking Rob Lowe over here. If you're if you fucking carry yourself like a Mama Luke, the fucking Mexicans ain't gonna respect you.
That's the thing. Yeah, if you've got the machismo levels of Rick Moranis, you're not going to do well in Mexico, are you?
Well, I think he'll get a lot. I think he'll get a lot of people buy his pay-per-views because I don't know if it's an angle. If he seems for a young kid to be confident enough to handle the hate. I know I wouldn't be able to deal with all those people saying all that shit about me on Instagram, but it seems to roll off his back. And I'm saying, is this kid really doing this because he's getting enough people now who will maybe that Mexican people you're talking about will buy the pay-per-view when he gets to that level, if he gets to that level, to see him lose.
He's a Mexican Anthony Joshua.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, well, people, I'm saying I'm just asking. I'm only throwing it out there. I'm not making a statement. I'm posing a question. Do you think he's playing that side up to anger people, to get that visceral reaction?
He's not that smart, man.
Because very few fighters will get people's blood going like Randy Garcia.
Stuart Little. Stuart Little. You know he beat Hayes 3 times in the amateurs, and he beat Virgil Ortiz in the amateurs.
Listen, Ryan Garcia. Listen, Ryan Garcia is a very talented kid. I'm not denying that. The kid can fight. Listen, he'd whoop my ass. I'm not lying. He can fight. But I'm talking about, is he going to be the guy that the Mexicans look at? Look, say we like about Canelo. He might be a little pretty ginger boy, but the fucking kid can fight. And he's proved that. The thing is, that's why Mexicans are built on their warriors, mate. They'll fucking disown you in a heartbeat if you don't put up a good fight. Why do you think Mexicans never back what's the guy? Fucking the guy that Josh Taylor knocked out, Oscar Valdez. No, not Oscar Valdez. Who's the guy Josh Taylor knocked out? The Mexican, Miguel Vasquez. Why do you think Mexicans don't? Because he's fucking boring to watch. They get behind their work, and look, Garcia might be. He's an American and Mexican. There's a difference between a Mexican and an American and Mexican. And I think
that in itself could be a problem.
Yeah, I think the American.
He doesn't even speak Spanish, man. He doesn't even speak Spanish.
Yeah, look, listen. I've been following Mexican fighters all my life, mate, and I know for a fact Garcia is not the sort of guy that they're going to get behind. I'm telling you that now.
Yeah. Well, dude, it's the same thing as Oscar De La Hoya. It didn't take until he was like his second championship before they would stop. Like the Mexican Americans,
exactly. To be fair,
the
Jimmy,
Mexicans didn't like him until until he became who he was. At first, you know what I mean?
Jimmy, Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya showed. Yeah, but Oscar De La Hoya showed his Mexican heart and courage many occasions. How tough he was.
I agree. I'm saying like
he was pretty popular coming off the Olympics.
No, it makes sense, Jimmy. It makes sense.
But the knock on him definitely was he was a pretty boy American, and the Mexican hardcore guys didn't like him for the same stuff Stu and Johnny saying now.
Exactly.
Here's the question, though, guys. So hold on.
This is it, Jimmy. The thing is. Listen, the thing is, he hasn't earned my respect yet. Oscar De La Hoya earned it. Look at the guys he fought. Look, the thing with Oscar De La Hoya, he was still a pretty boy after he'd been in war after war after war. That shows you a good fighter. But De La Hoya earned his. That's what
I was going to say. Like if you De La Hoya, like Jimmy said, it took a while for De La Hoya to finally be embraced by the Mexican Americans.
And De La Hoya was a gold medal winner, by the way. What did Garcia win?
And not to mention, I'd like to slap the fuck out of him. Never mind Luke Campbell. I'd like to slap the shit out of the kid. Okay? Fuck Luke. Fucking. Dude. I hope he takes that Luke Campbell fight, dog. I got everything. I'm betting the fucking farm that Luke Campbell breaks his fucking teeth.
Yeah.
Gonna laugh my ass off when it happens.
Yeah. Luke Campbell could be that guy that's just all wrong for Ryan Garcia.
Maybe.
Yeah,
but you
but
don't have the
yeah,
power.
mate, look, it's always a Gonzalo. Yeah, Gonzalo, it's always a maybe in boxing, bro. Whatever we say is not facts. We're just guessing it. But look, I look at Styles and I just
the power, and he don't have the speed.
Yeah,
So
but
what is he?
it doesn't
Bernard
matter about.
Hopkins?
Listen,
Is Luke Campbell a Bernard
Gonzalo,
Hopkins?
the thing is, though, bro.
General?
The thing is, though, bro, certain fighters have styles that they can take away the other guy's best attributes, and I think Luke Campbell.
Maybe because he's not going to take away his reach because Garcia is also tall, even taller.
Yeah, but the thing is, Ryan Garcia is very square. Ryan Garcia is very square on. Ryan Garcia is very square on at times, very sloppy. Luke Campbell, Olympic gold medalist, world class straight punches. The southpaw straight left down the pipe. Perfect. That could be a problem for Ryan Garcia. That's the way I see it.
Hey, Johnny boy. Can I just say something? Hello, yes. Johnny boy. T-Tony's saying that let's put a bet on that, on your prediction. Ryan Garcia against Campbell.
I got Luke Campbell.
All right, T-Tone, you got it.
$100.
Can I say something?
Hey, Johnny boy.
Hey, and if you don't pay me, I'll put your fucking head in Toledo too, dog.
hey, Johnny boy. I'll cover that. If you lose, I'll cover it.
Ryan Garcia, he fought Virgil.
I'll cover that, bro. If you lose, I'll pay it.
Well, I was going to say, Johnny, you got bigger stones than I do, because I'll admit I'm not a pushover, and I know that twink would kick my ass right now.
Virgil Ortiz, he fought Ryan Garcia in the amateurs and lost. And you might, he was a little kid. But when you're a child...
Amateur means nothing when you've got some fucking guy from China with his sunglasses on pressing a button every time he sees a hand move. Get out of here. I don't want to hear about that amateur system.
Yeah, but look, Virgil Ortiz is a puncher. I wasn't even trying to say that. If you are not used to taking a shot and you don't got no chin, even when you're a child, you grow up as a coward, fearing fighters hitting you.
Listen,
when you're a child, you're boxing Virgil Ortiz, and you're used to getting hit back. You could build confidence in your chin. Now the guy's only maturing and getting stronger.
I've seen many fighters. Listen, I've seen many fighters, Gonzalo. I've seen many fighters with terrible chins beat world-class operators. Right. The thing is, it's all right having a bad chin, but you've got to land on the fucking chin. And this, you know.
Let me just say, Jimmy, I know he'd probably kick my ass too. I'm just saying I'd like to slap him.
No, I was just fucking around with you, brother.
yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you could have a terrible chin, but you know what type of chin you have when you're in the amateurs and you're coming up. Your team knows this, even the sparring.
Yeah, but I mean, let's be real.
Chin Ryan Garcia. If he had a bad chin, people would know it. If he
but with the amateurs, man, with the amateurs, you could celebrate doing a Sammy Davis Jr. dance and get a fucking standing count.
But you never know if he's got put on question. Look what I'm saying. A boxer and their team know what type of a chin a fighter's got ever since the beginning. From the beginning of his career, they know what type of fighter he is. We don't now. I haven't spoken personally to like Reynoso or asked him, hey, what type of chin does Ryan Garcia have or his handlers? But I'm pretty sure they know what they got. When
was the last time you see Ryan Garcia get hit on the chin by a big puncher? Just tell me.
That's what I'm saying. He's been a lot of. He's got hit somewhere along the line, whether it's in the amateurs with their gear and the sparring in an actual fight. One punch can determine for their handlers to know what type of chin the boxer has.
It's obvious. Nobody gets to this level and can't take a punch. Obviously,
even the fighters that can't take a punch, their handlers know he can't take a punch.
Exactly. So he can take a shot.
I'll make another wager with
Dave Allen can take a punch.
I'll make another wager with you. You tell that little fruitcake that Ryan punched in the stomach that sent him to the hospital or whatever. You tell that kid to stand here and let me tee off on his body. I guarantee you, I'll put the fucking rib cage out, dog. I guarantee. That's like you acting like you're doing some fly shit by fucking hitting some internet troll in the body.
Yeah.
The fuck.
Listen. I cringe when boxers use their skills to knock people out on the street and hurt people. Herbie Hyde, and the thing is, Herbie Hyde he was well known for it in Norwich, going around knocking out 19-year-old, 20-year-olds. As soon as Riddick Bowe got in the ring, he was fucking doing the Sammy Davis Jr. dance all night, weren't he? Dancing and prancing around like a fairy on his backside all night. I mean, put a man in front of him, what happens? This is the thing about fighters, man. I can't stand bully boy fight.
Hey, dude, fucking, that's why when Mickey fought in the street, honestly, his last probably 10 street fights, it was never just one dude. He always
but
fought
can you imagine,
two or three.
Jimmy, can you imagine fighting Mickey? Can you imagine fighting Mickey Ward in the street?
Oh, God, no, because on top of the thing a lot of people don't realize, he was a champion wrestler.
Oh.
So, you know what I mean? Even if you get your hands on him, dude, it's never a good time.
Listen, he was the last man.
I
If he said to me, if I was in a pub and he walked up to me and said, I want that chair, I'd say, yeah, sit down, Mickey. Get comfy, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing is, he'd walk up and buy you a beer and then ask you how your family is and actually want to know the answer.
Hey, trust me, I know because I hang around a lot of guys that can fight through the boxing and also. Most guys that can fight are not bullies, are nice guys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, dude, everybody I've ever introduced to him, especially after you reach that level of fame, you know, the type of fame that boxing can gain, especially after the fight, it was always the same response. Always, dude, I can't believe you're such a nice guy. I'm like, dude, because I always tell him, like, dude, it's going to be like you with just one of us. If you can rag on him, make fun of him, yeah, he's just one of us.
Yeah, the thing with Mickey Ward's actually the sort of guy that boxing is a bit of a hindrance. Boxing, he's made for street fighting, not boxing. Yeah. You fight Mickey Ward in a street fight, you're gonna get really badly hurt. But you could survive in a boxing and use your boxing skills and craft.
Everybody
said
said
that interview where he said he went through some shit as a child that he already said it. So I'm not saying anything wrong by saying that he got molested. Maybe
those sort of guys.
That's why he carried a lot of anger issues.
There's certain boxers. Like I said, you'll fight a certain boxer on the street and you'll do all right. You'll fucking land. There's certain guys you just don't like. Golovkin. Can you imagine landing one? Can you imagine him landing on the chin without a glove on?
Oh,
fucking sleep
Stu, to your point about him fighting in the street, about a street fighter, when back in the early 90s when MMA started first getting around, Mickey was already deep into his pro career, but he'd go and fucking roll with some of those guys. And they would say it, man, like, too bad because he was such a great wrestler. Plus, he had the stand-up game, obviously.
Yeah,
but he was already too old.
If you fight Mickey in a fucking cage, you better do the fucking. You better go for the takedown straight away. Just hold on for dear life because if you get on your feet, you get knocked out.
He'd kill you. He'd fucking kill you.
That's why with them boxers will never do well in MMA because they're just used to throwing shots and taking shots. All that.
It's like that Randy Couture, right, Stu, when he did the ankle pick on.
Yeah, but that's the worst. Listen, that's the worst guy. That's the worst guy you could have put in with James Toney. I mean, James Toney. I don't even think he knows what wrestling is. I mean, he's fucking.
He was fat, man.
Guy, look, if you'd have stuck somebody
then Randy Couture wanted nothing to that, right? He picked up.
Hey, that was a show to make the UFC look good, and James Toney bought it. Look, let's be real. Randy Couture against James Toney. I was sick to my stomach when I heard it. I mean, it's just a hideous. No, it was stick a guy in Chuck Liddell, James Toney. Chuck Liddell, James Toney. Now, does that sound better? Chuck Liddell, James Toney. That sounds a lot better. Randy Couture.
Striking. Yeah.
Randy just shot for the takedown and just laid there and humped him.
Yo, he was so fat. One leg kick would have done the job, man. One leg kick. Anyways.
I mean, James Toney was
Randy Couture coming out in the Scorpion King movies and shit like that.
I always liked Liddell. He was the fucking champ when I was in high school. I always liked Chuck.
Yeah, I remember when he beat. I remember when he beat the shit out of.
Tito Ortiz.
It's one of the most satisfying things I've ever seen. I mean,
not to mention fucking
Chuck Liddell was considered a striker. That guy has zero defense. He was wide open.
Yeah,
I mean,
I used to love Rampage Jackson as well. That guy was Underlay Silver and all them guys. Yeah, a 97 Vitor Belfort, the hand speed of Vitor Belfort, 97, all them sort of guys.
He was 19, man.
Yeah, these
why? Because he's a karate guy.
Not feeling it.
Bucho.
Was that
striker karate skills?
Not to mention Chuck Liddell fucked one of the hottest females in existence. Still,
who?
Yeah, I mean, Chuck Liddell was there when.
I can't
Let me
think of her
look it up.
name.
I'll
Yeah,
find it.
well, I mean, what was it? TYLT's his wife's had more fucking pricks than Philip Taylor's fucking practice board. I mean, you know, and he sits there as proud of it, isn't it? He's sitting there proud. Yeah, my wife's Jenna Jameson. Dropped the knickers about 1 million times, but yeah.
Yo, dog, check this out, bro. Dude, I used to steal my cousin's DVDs and shit with Jenna Jameson on it when I was 13 and shit, dog.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the fuck?
Yeah, and Tito's sitting there proud to be part of it, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know, he's like number 3,000 on her fucking her list, and he's sitting there proud to be it, isn't he? I'll get out of here, man.
Her fucking mileage, she's fucking 3,200 over.
Yeah. To be honest with you, watching Chuck Liddell knock that guy clean out was a satisfying moment. Never liked Ortiz. I think he's just a fucking douchebag. He really is.
Yeah.
Hey, what you talking about? Tito Ortiz and his wife Jenny. Imagine that. Oh, how'd you do at work? Oh, not too bad. She burps up a fucking dust of fucking spooge in your face. Oh, what'd you do today at work? Oh, I had fucking 50 dudes run a train on me.
Yeah, I mean, you can imagine sitting at the dinner table, knowing that some fucking Kirk Douglas-looking cunt's just boned her, and you're sitting there with a smile on your face. Get out of here, man!
What do you tell the kids? I think they had kids. What happens after? Like,
Hey, imagine that you're sitting for dinner. You're sitting for dinner. So, hey, honey, how was work today? Oh, 6 black guys jerked off in a cup and made me drink it.
Yeah, and it fucking hey, Jamal, Jermaine, and T-Bone ran a train on me. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I was airtight. They put me under for 5 minutes. I didn't take in one drop.
God.
Oh, I look like a fucking pig on a spit.
Yeah, what I was saying is, like, the kids eventually they're gonna grow up and find out what the mother was doing, right? So how does that work?
Yeah,
Like,
eventually they're going to click on a video and see their mother bent over a fucking a washing machine watching Jamal pound her to death. Do you know what I mean?
That might scar you. That might scar you. Imagine that, going to fucking jerk off to a fucking, you grab your phone.
Mate. Can you imagine it?
Fucking
listen, you're not going to get that out of your head. Every time you close your eyes, you're going to watch him see your mum getting taken from, taken up the Gary.
Right,
I mean,
right after you bust the nut, you'd probably be upset.
Came up there in the playground, go, show them the porn video of her mother.
Listen, I'm not saying I wouldn't park some of those broads. I definitely would park the majority.
Of course, you listen to him. Fucking anyone says otherwise.
I'm just not wifing them up or marrying them. That's
exactly.
Seriously, though, Bucci, you know what happens to a lot of them? Seriously? After they go through rehab and all kinds of fucking usually because they've been drugged.
Yeah, it's like dating one of them chicks.
Well, they move up to Alaska. Seriously, they move up to Oregon. They become fat fucking activists with pink hair and comfortable shoes.
It's like dating one of them chicks that's fucked everyone in the local pub. You're sitting there at the table. Everyone that's looking at you has had a piece of it, and you're sitting there looking like a fucking idiot. You know, do you really want that in life? No, get out of there.
No.
Yeah.
By the way, in the chat, Claudio Monreal is saying that Tito Ortiz said that Jenna Jameson hasn't seen her kids in years. So there you have it.
They're probably not even his anyway. Look.
She's a fucking dope fiend. What do you expect?
Well, I was gonna say,
if I lived in America, I'd get one of them little fucking country girls. You know, sit there with the little short tops on, with that little Southern accent, mate.
Let me tell you,
everything fine and dandy.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. When they sent me to the can, and then they sent me to rehab in Florida back in the day, a lot of those girls in there, a lot of them.
Yeah, I love them Southern American girls, man.
No. They weren't Southern. They were all from Jersey and Boston and Chicago. But anyway,
I don't want them fucking.
What are these strippers?
I don't want them fucking mafiosos.
Yeah. Anyways, but I'm telling you right now. A lot of them, because I checked, a lot of them were familiar faces on your fucking the Brazzers account there. That's all
Wow.
I'm gonna say.
Not surprised.
Get you
They
a
got no
California girl,
stories.
Stu. Those feel entitled. Materialistic.
Hey, man,
California girls?
them California girls will get you fucking assassinated, mate. Get out of here, man. I don't want none of them girls.
Yes, Stu, in Miami and Fort Lauderdale and shit, it's all Jersey and New York and Chicago people and Boston people.
No, but I must admit, I do love the Southern girls in the States. That in Memphis,
like
Tennessee, and Alabama, and all them
Yeah.
places. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
you
like
like
them
the
sort of girls. I don't like these loudmouth New York girls that think they're fucking too bad.
What do you have against New York?
It's like London, isn't it? A fucking shithole.
Hey guys, we're
The
gonna have to
fucking-
end the show, man. It's been
Well,
like
the
3
murder-
hours.
Did you guys see that explosion in Beirut?
Yeah,
That went off like a bomb.
it's
Yeah, it was a bomb.
nuke.
It was ammonium nitrate. It was cow poop. Went bang. No, it's fertilizer.
God
See how
damn.
dangerous that shit is? That's what it looked like in Oklahoma that day. No, but talk about New York, right? Real quick. Murder rate is up 266%. And fucking, so what are they doing? About fucking that idiot mayor is actually setting up checkpoints on different ways into the city to see if you're abiding by the fucking quarantine. And if you're not, it's up to a $10,000 fine.
Same with England. They're telling everyone to stay in and stay in this coronavirus and all that. But they're letting they're letting groups of lads go around. Fucking.
If you go to Baltimore, Atlanta, any of those cities right now, gas stations after dark are most dangerous real estate on the planet. I mean, I just went to the news right freaking on the shows, like 6 shootings in broad daylight at gas stations again over the weekend.
I saw somebody got killed in a gas station.
Crazy.
America. Listen, mate, if you're going to move to America, you better have money.
I was inside the gas station and I heard the shots and some dude got killed outside. I saw
What, in
the guy
Philippines?
running.
Cool.
What, in the Philippines?
In the United States, when I was in the United States.
Oh.
Where did you live in America?
Kansas. That was in Kansas. I've been all over the place, dude. I was in the military. Kansas,
St. Louis
Georgia,
is fucking
California.
St. Louis
I've
is a
been to
deadly
Seattle.
place. A lot of shootings.
St. Louis
Alabama,
actually
many places.
St. Louis actually used to be a nice place. Look at it now; it's like West Beirut, isn't it?
Brutal. One of the second most deadly city in the country for homicides right now, behind New York City. It's brutal.
Do
But
you know what
depends
upsets
where you
me?
live.
When I see these videos of people driving through Detroit, and if you actually like use your head, you can see how beautiful that city used to be, and when you see how it is today, it's like an apocalypse movie, isn't it? I mean, you just can't believe what destruction is in Detroit, and that was a city around the 50s and 60s, one of the best cities in the world.
Well, you
Very
think there's been
sad.
fucking riots now. Wait till those fucking cops out in Minneapolis get fucking acquitted. Because there's no way with that other video come out, there's no way they're going to get a second murder degree charge with that second. Did you guys see the other 8 minutes when he refused
No, I
to obey
didn't click on
any
it. Did you
commands?
see what happened? Tell us.
Oh, dude, it was so. Listen, in the other video, all you see is the 8 minutes of him just kneeling on this dude's neck. I can't breathe.
Yeah.
Oh, that fucking dirty black fucking Attorney General Keith Ellison hid, and it was actually legal. So what happened? Some reporter took what they were allowed to view it. He took his cell phone and recorded it, and it put it out in the UK Daily Mail. And what happened was it showed right away when he goes up to the car. All right, so let me see your hands. And dude, he's acting squirrely, sweating. Well, what are you? Don't shoot me, officer. I've been shot before. Don't shoot me. Sounded like a fucking. So right away, the cop pulls his gun because he's like, let me see your hands. He refused to show him his hands. So that's that video, you know, the one picture they show him with the gun on him. That's the one they went on. He just suddenly pulled the gun on him. No, he was saying, let me see your hands, and he wouldn't. So they finally get him out of the car, dude, squirrely. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I'm having a heart attack. I can't breathe. That's what he's saying when he's standing there. So then they fucking handcuff him, dude. He's not doing anything, not obeying any command. They try to put him inside the cruiser. No, man, I'm claustrophobic. Please don't shoot me. No, put me on the ground. Put me on the ground. Please put me on the ground. He put him on the ground. Then the knee on the neck, there's an actual, the fucking Minneapolis police already had put out on Twitter, like showed their training. He did exactly what they're trained to do. In the small of their fucking neck, in between their shoulder blades. That's where you put the knee when you're subduing a fucking person. But the thing is, the reason why they hit it, because all he kept saying was, I can't breathe. He was already in distress. And also, he had enough fentanyl in him to OD a normal person. If he wasn't so big, he would have OD'd. That's why he was sweating. And fentanyl is an opioid. How do you die from fentanyl? Your fucking respiratory, your lungs stop working. Just a muscle, and they stop working, you die. So I'm telling you right now, you think you've seen riots. There's no way that anything that he did now, if you see the rest of the video, knowing what he was trained to do, knowing he said, put me on the ground, hold me there, knowing all that, there's no way they're going to get a second-degree murder charge. And what's going to happen after that, because remember, these fucking BLM Marxist cocksmokers, they want justice. They're not going to settle for, well, here's the facts to the case. What happened?
The problem is, though, Jimmy, the problem is, I've watched a lot of videos over the years, and American police officers are just too fucking trigger happy.
Dude, I say it all the time. I'm with you.
And
They shoot guys. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, let's be real. Ask questions, then shoot. I mean, look, I've watched them kill someone's dog for nothing. They
always kill dogs, man.
The cops in America are fucking pieces.
Always shooting dogs.
Right before I came to the Philippines, they put the dog on me and they tasered me 2 times, and I wasn't even doing anything.
And I say it all the time.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say. I said all the time. When you get cops, fucking, you get some old. I just watched a video the other day. 60-year-old man pulls out a pocket knife. He's 15 feet away. 2 cops unload their fucking gun on him. Right, mag dump him. Right, 9mm. Of course, he's laying there, his lifeless corpse, and they're yelling like idiots. Drop the knife! I'm like, dude, you shot the dude 17 times. He's not dropping shit. So I think there's all kinds of new techniques. I'm just saying, pragmatically speaking, I'm not defending what the cop did. Okay, it's heinous. How can you watch that? But you got to look at it as a whole. This dude was combative. They never showed any of that. He's the one said, lay me on the ground, because he refused, kicking and fighting, pushing away. No, please, come on, I'm claustrophobic.
Jimmy, the problem is, brother, the problem is the media have made the police nervous, right?
Of course. It's the Ferguson effect.
By stirring hatred towards the police. Listen, they stir hatred towards the police. So whenever a copper is in a situation, he's nervous and on his toes. And he's sitting there on the trigger. Any sort of fucking movement, he's pulling it. And this is the media that's caused this, you know. And, you know, this is a problem. And I've said,
look what
in America.
They executed that kid in the fucking hallway. Remember that kid they executed in Arizona? Fucking in the hallway, he's like, walk towards us, crawl, and he's crawling towards the cop with an AR-15, 10 feet away, and the kid just his shorts kind of fell down a little, and he reached back to pull his shorts up, shot him 7 fucking times with an AR-15 and killed him. He murdered that dude. He didn't even fucking. He's on pension right now.
This is what I'm saying, bro. There's times when you can fucking restrain these people without murdering them.
Exactly, dude. I'm with you 100%. I just want to establish that.
Look, I'm fucking down the middle. I fucking sort of back the American police force because I know what they have to deal with. Can you imagine being a copper earning average money to go into some of these ghettos? Or somebody, you know, knowing that it could be your last day alive. So you got to respect them for that.
In everything you do,
but a lot of them are too fucking trigger happy. A lot of them are too trigger happy. They're shooting at people without asking questions first.
They're reacting like if they were in a war zone, and I don't know how they're training them. But like in Iraq, I remember we used to exercise this rule. It's called like total dominance. You don't give the enemy an opportunity to do anything because he grows and actually becomes like the perpetrator, like more. So you have to like exercise total control, and this is how these guys are going in.
Yeah, they've been too militarized. Absolutely, too militarized. There's not enough community outreach. The problem is too.
No, they've been made, Jimmy. They've been made nervous by the media.
Listen, this wouldn't be happening if the economy was doing well. This is, guys, come on. This is the economy. It's bullshit. I keep bringing up the economy because that's the source of all fucking evil right now. Like, this is what's happening. That's why they need more stimulus checks. They're running out of money.
They want us to be dependent on the government.
But they want to be dependent on the government. They're giving them money. They're giving them, dependence, exactly. But listen, there's no money anymore, man. All this, even I was checking the Bank of Canada. They're printing money as well out of thin air. The Federal Reserve is printing money out of thin air. And it's going to be over, man. Guys, when the dollar collapses, we're all going down with it, man. And it's game. You think there were riots right now? Now they're going to be fucking rioting because they don't have enough money to pay for fucking goods and services, because they're going to go off all the way up, man. The prices are going to go all the way up thanks to fucking hyperinflation. It's fucking coming, guys. So it's over, man. That's why they want you in. That's why, guys. That's why they want you inside, because they know what's happening. They want you inside. They're gonna be telling to prevent riots. They're gonna tell you that the fucking second wave is here. Bullshit.
Yeah. Can I say something? I read in 1998 the Social Security run out by the year 2025 or 2025.
Yeah.
Social Security will run out by the year.
That's right.
2025.
Yes, because there's the baby boomers. Well, there's more of them, right?
Yeah.
And then there's no jobs anyways. Even if people, the younger generation can even take care of the older generation because there's no fucking jobs.
What
Or
about my
there's
pension?
Yeah.
What about my pension as a veteran? Are they taking that from me?
Well, it's gonna get fuck, man. You got everything. I don't want to get into this shit, but
I read that in 98 or 99.
yeah, it makes sense. And on top of that, the dollar is gonna get devalued. So no matter how much money they give you, it's worth fucking monopoly money. So what's the fucking point?
This would be my advice to everyone that's just listening to this show. There's nothing impressive about being the richest guy in the graveyard. Go and spend your money enjoying it. This is a fucked up world. It could be over tomorrow. Get your money, go and enjoy it. Have some fun. Spend some on a few hookers and some weed and cocaine. Live it out. Live it large. Because let's be real, mate. You'll be sitting there one day in your fucking slippers and it'll all be the end.
Zombies.
If life's a roller coaster, this 2020 it's got like some serious dips in the roller coaster.
Well, wait till after the election.
Yo, Biden, they have to.
Hey, Trump's gonna win that hands down.
I hope so, dude.
I
This
heard.
country-
Hey, Jimmy. There's rumors that the Democratic Party, they know that Joe Biden's like really losing his mind, and like they're gonna have to take him.
But
like,
what about the mail-in ballots?
Bucho,
Listen, you get a better conversation out of Michael Schumacher. He's been in the coma for about 7 years.
Well, to your point, Bucho, right? He actually came out CBS. Did you see that? Remember, he made that big deal. He said like 3 times, "Oh, I took a cognitive test. I take them all the time."
He doesn't want to take it.
Them all the time. He made a point to say that. He was on CBS because he said that. They called him on it. He had to admit that was a lie. But when he went to explain how not taking the cognitive was a lie, he just babbled incoherent about being on cocaine. It was embarrassing. And they really are panicking because they know, listen, you don't get better. When you start slipping, he was never a sharp dude at his fucking height. So he's slipping. Fuck, he's going down faster than a Kardashian on a douchebag. And
He
I'm telling you
forgot
right now,
where he was at the other day, and he remembered and tried to make a joke about it.
Now
Remember that?
picture him on the stage with fucking Trump, that beast. Then they listen. They know if they get on the stage together, he's gonna have that poor old man, and just he's gonna look frail.
He's gonna
look
lose
old
whatever
and
lead he
confused.
has, whatever support he has, whatever supposed lead he has in the polls. He's gonna lose that in one debate.
And because why? You know why? Because then it'll prove it all the fucking writers saying it's not even him. He's a shadow figure. He's an empty soul. The person who's gonna be running that party is the fucking progressives.
Yeah, but the problem is he can't remember.
that they've given into.
The problem is he can't remember why he's there.
But that's why they're hiding him. Dude, he's only had 3 interviews in 3 months. The fucking election's 90 days away.
Free
You know what I mean?
Doesn't matter who
Kamala
wins.
Harris as
Listen.
her vice
Oh,
president.
dude. In the fucking listen, Trump's biggest thing was his rallies, man. It was like you have over 20,000 people out in the parking lot, 20,000 people inside, people getting all. Listen, they had to do whatever they could to stop that. That's all the way. First, after 2 months of destruction and thousands of people in the street, they never said boo about that. And all of a sudden now, white people can't go to church and they can't have rallies. Suddenly they want that because listen, they're doing everything they can to fucking steal this election. So it's scary. But no, Trump's got a winner. This country's fucked. I'm telling you right
I was
now,
gonna say
fuck.
something about like I think the country's already fucked because Trump, he claimed he
Yeah,
was
but
gonna
it can
balance
last
the.
as
He
long
was,
as I live, hopefully.
he claimed he was gonna balance the budget. He's just spending like he's a communist, man. He's just spending money that American people are gonna have to pay with inflation, right? With all this money printing that's happening, and so Trump just wants to get votes. He wants to hand out free money to everybody, free money, and they know clearly some people are getting money and they rather not work. because they're getting more money just by staying home.
Well, the
So
stimulus
this is
checks,
communism.
that was like
This
right
is
off the rip. That was the Democrats who called for stimulus checks
no.
because
This is
they're the ones who pushed.
no. Trump approved this shit. He's a
No, of
communist.
course we did because he
Yes.
shut down once you shut down the economy the way they did, you know that, dude. They have to do something, right?
No,
So they
well,
had to give the stimulus check.
they
But
have
I'm
to.
saying,
So he was already printing money even before the whole virus thing, right? Check
But
it out,
the-
man.
but the economy-
Quantitative easing
oh,
2019.
You'll know that
just printing money out of
Trump
thin
is
air.
no communist.
Just want to.
Donald
Yeah,
Trump
he
is
is
no
a communist. Economically speaking, he's a communist. Now he can say whatever he wants, right? He can play the strong guy. I wanted Trump to. And now I think they're all the same shit. And by the way, I watched these videos about Trump's connection with Epstein. Just guys, I'll send you the fucking videos. This guy's the same fucking shit, man. He's the same scum. He's a pedophile. Let's be honest. Just look at how he's fucking groping his fucking own daughter. And you can also see the lawyers that he's hanging out with that he used. Epstein used
Yeah,
the
but
same
Sleepy
lawyers.
Joe's also a pedophile too, Bucho.
Yeah, he is. I'm not saying he isn't. I'm not
Joe.
saying, yo, guy, if I was an American, I had to vote. I'll vote for Trump. But what I'm saying is, they're all the same fucking shit. It's fucking game over, man. Just try to protect
but
yourself
I thought they
and your
thought
family
that-
because
I-
it's gonna get even worse, man. There's no.
Right, what's going on? But don't be surprised if Butcher has a failed attempt to assassinate Trump. The way
No,
he's
no,
going.
no. Wait,
Yeah.
what the fuck is that?
No, he knows. No, Bucho knows it's the lesser of two evils. You
Yeah,
know what I
I'm
mean?
not saying I'm not saying go for
because
Biden.
we won't even know who's running the country if Biden's in charge. That motherfucker will be running around in his fucking adult diapers looking at remote control. You won't even know what the fuck's going on.
Mm.
Yeah, look, AOC and all them, they want to do the Green New Deal, and Trump signed in Texas, like for no fracking. That's what they want to stop the Democrats. And the oil thing, the deal he did.
He just stopped all those regulations, made America energy independent, surplus, selling to the outside world for the first time in our history. We had the strongest economy by, GTB, all that other shit going into it.
Yeah,
but my
Jimmy,
point is, but I know it's all built on fucking, dude, I hate
no,
it.
no,
It
no.
ain't
The
powerful.
surplus is bullshit. The surplus is because they put tariffs on China, on imports from China.
But
That's
it's,
no
no, it's,
surplus.
you're right.
There's-
No, you are right on that.
There's
But
still
my
more
point is, though,
imports.
but what he grew the economy, because like my 401k, dude, went 28 crazy higher than it ever was
Jimmy.
under Obama because he did that. But my point is, Joe Biden right now is saying he's going to cancel all that. He's going to stop.
Yeah, well, Jimmy,
fracking.
the
He's in
only reason why the
Pennsylvania.
market is going up is because the Federal Reserve is propping up the market. Basically, it's money. You have all these zombie companies being alive. They don't produce anything, but you're getting all this fucking money with low interest rates. And also, you have these companies that buy their own shares, right? They buyback, share buyback, stock buybacks. Is that what they're doing, basically? They're,
Yeah, you know
there's
all
no
the
production
underneath. I'm
going
just
on.
scratching
It's-
the surface. You know what I mean?
hollow.
Like you're explaining all the true stuff underneath, which is true.
Yeah,
all
but
the
what
shadow
I'm saying,
stuff.
the market did go up, but that's not because you're producing more. It's just because all these companies are getting all this cheap money from the Federal Reserve, money that doesn't exist. The real economy is what go look outside, go talk to people, and tell me if their lives are getting better. Not really, man. Not
Well,
that much.
I thought it was around. I can only speak for my region of United States without a doubt. In the last 4 years, you could see it in the malls. Put it this way, dude. Right, a lot of different ways to look at it is Christmas receipts. This past Christmas was the biggest on record. Shopping sales were through the roof. That usually only follows high economy. It stands to reason. Like 2008 Christmas was one of the worst on record. 2009 was terrible. But last year, Christmas time had the biggest Black Friday in history by far, like beat it by billions of dollars.
Jimmy,
so
consumer,
my
I could
point
live
is,
off.
even if it was built
Sorry.
on Kaka, it was still
Yeah.
kind of zooming along. Everybody was doing all right. But my point is, Joe Biden, he's so insane. He wants to tear down what at least brought us that little, even if it's only if it's blind bullshit, dude, and it's a wave that's about to fall out from under us. At least I wanted to ride that wave until I died. That's all.
By the
I was
way,
being selfish. I was just hoping it would make it till I died.
Yeah, consumer debt is way up. So people are just using their credit cards to buy shit that they shouldn't be fucking buying to begin with. So it's an illusion. It's whole thing is an illusion.
Scam that
It's gonna come
universities
crashing
have,
down.
they're tax exempt.
Just
That
look at.
scam
Anyways, I don't want to get
universities.
into. We'll see. We'll see.
No,
Anyways, guys, we
dude,
gotta
I
end the
agree
show.
with you, dude. Plus, don't forget about the fucking kosher cabal Bolshevik blue checks on Twitter. Those fucking desert goblins. They're the fucking ones behind all this bullshit.
Well, anyways, I don't want to talk about that. But guys, we'll see you next time, okay? We have to do the second renaissance.
All right, Bucho.
All right. Take care.
All right, gentlemen. All you guys take care. Peace.
All right.
Hey, Bucho, are you like an economy major?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
All right, man. Take care. Guys in the chat, I want to thank you for joining us. We cannot start talking about something else. But yeah, and we had some technical issues. Hopefully those get resolved for next time. So we'll see how this stream uploads, basically, because we did have some technical issues apparently. But anyways, guys, Lubac, Scripting College, AMAC PvP, SSB28, Jonathan Morrison, who's Jackson, PSK. Who else is in here? Everybody who was joining us, guys, we'll see you next time. Take care.